Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Kimchi Cast for Week 5, Day 1 of the 2024 LLA Spring Split. I am Box Kimchi. This is Edward II. He'll actually chill here for a little bit. He's not going to get thrown to the wayside just yet. Sorry, I need to adjust my mic because I forgot I needed one of these for this. Jeez, things have changed around a little bit, but what hasn't changed is we have more League of Legends, as it is not. No, it is the game that it is supposed to be. I'm just not very big in the brain. It is Isris versus Leviathan. Leviathan 3 and 4 as they finished the first round robin and started off their second rotation last week against All Knights, which was on day excuse me, day 3. This is the wrong day as well. I need to actually up the counter by 1, 2, 13. It is day 13. And it's off center. I'll fix it in a minute. But we are heading to the draft, baby. There's a lot to go over, and I do not have time to be messing around with my OBS setup. But you can see those bands coming through, and you can see a new band coming through. Smolder is available in the LLA. Got played, I believe, 3-4 times in the LCS. Picked up a couple wins, picked up a couple losses. So it is an arms race to see what will happen with this champion. It will be disabled for the rest of LEC winter, but every other spring season will be allowing it as soon as they jump over to 14-3. So for most leagues, that is the next match week, as we see Xiaoni locking in the Ashe for Ignivilu or for Virus here, both of them being options. We'll check the Smolder stats now, actually, because we have time to. Where is that new little runt? I believe it did not have 100% presence. Hair in the mouth again. It was 4 presence, 3 games, 1 ban, 1 and 2 so far, as we see the Varus locked in here for Gavoto and Vi locked in for On Fleek, who is in today, actually. Hold the heck up. When did On Fleek sign with the team? It will be Ezreal Ashe locked in here, and yeah, just signed a few days ago, and Kingy is moving over to the bench, as it turns out. Okay, I wasn't prepared for this, but geez. Okay, as we are seeing what will be locked in here for Leviathan's mid laner, it seems Kodapaka will be on this Azir, as Kaze will respond with the Talia. And I didn't even get to go through all the stuff. Smolder available now, 1 and 2 in Smolder's very short League of Legends career. The leagues will start letting it in once all the Lunar New Year's regions return from their breaks. They will be available to have Smolder unbanned. And once LEC moves into the spring split, Smolder will be available, as Maokai banned away from ganks here. And I meant to dig through. There we go. Yep, back to doing some research always. Gotta do some research here. On Fleek just joined. That was not something I was expecting. I just checked to see if anyone changed, and apparently someone did change. The Azir for 2 and 2 for Kodapaka here. So it's either going to go above 500 or below 500 on this, as Jarvan banned away now, and the Nautilus already taken away from Shadow. And Nautilus Varus, very, very nice to have. I believe Varus negative win rate in the LLA, if I'm not mistaken. 9 and 14 in the LLA. Varus 108, 125 around the world, and it will be the final ban of this draft. And it will be the Rel taken away from Shadow as well. So 2 very tanky supports that would be nice to have with a Varus sniped away by Leviathan. And you may notice there's a specific champion that a lot of these teams like playing, as we're going to see a Senna Varus, probably fasting Senna with it going in the hands of Shadow. But there's a champion that is very much missing here. One of the most popular champions in the world and pretty popular mid laner all around. Nico is disabled on this patch. I personally have not been able to find a reason why it was disabled. She was disabled in LCS and she is disabled in LLA at the moment. I'm assuming it has to do with Smolder. There was a bug with Smolder. Is Cassante locked in for Zhao here? But there was a bug with Smolder that made it hard to identify what Billy. I don't think that's what it was that ended up causing the disable, as that was actually the patch on 14.3, but it probably has to do with a new champion coming out, as it will be a Mumu coming through. Huh? Okay. 0 picks in the LLA, 0 presence in the LLA, and Ganks is busting it out in the Amumu. If I had to guess, 2 games, 0 bans, 0-2 on the year internationally. And it will be Pawn onto the Gnar. Gnar, a very nice pick to have into the Cassante. You outrange him thoroughly and can really just use that to your advantage. The 2 games, Aegis and Malrang. I believe both of those are in CBLOL. Yep, both in CBLOL. Both losses, 0-4 and 3 for Malrang. And Aegis 3-3 and 11, but just could not bust out the win, sadly. And so this is going to be interesting. Will Ganks get Amumu his first win of the year? There's another hair in my mouth. Man, I have a lot of those. Or will it be an 0-3 start for the Sad Mummy? And you can see these comps kind of revolving around a bruiser. Well, I guess Isurus' comp revolving around a bruiser, and Leviathan's revolving around their tanks. Very heavy engage on one side, and on the other, not so much. That was a really sick poster. I love it. I don't know who made these. They do, I believe, someone very specific. They hire an artist to make these, obviously, and they're very pretty. But it's a very specifically a one or a 2-person engage here. We have the Talia and the Vi and or Gnar for one side, and on the other side, you have the Cassante with the Amumu going to be the engage for Leviathan, as we are jumping into the game, onto the Rift to kick off week 5. Isurus Leviathan running it back after they had a banger back in week 1 in the rematch. Leviathan, where is it? I'm never gonna find these games, you know that? There's week 1. I'm just dumb. Looking for their first win. Had a very rough game in game 1, came back in game 2, almost took down Isurus, but it just was not meant to be. They would pick up their win, of course, their first win the very next day, as we can see Pawn getting a nice deep ward, and this is going to be Lethality Varus, which is an interesting thing to run into a Cassante and an Amumu, but even with those two being extremely tanky, Lethality is just a different beast this season. It is Lethality very, very strong, and it is just much the truth then. Lethality is kind of the preferred build for a lot of champions, even if you think they wouldn't want it. You can see leashless for both junglers here, but it will be Ganks getting spotted out once he leaves these wolves to go onto his blue buff. So Isurus getting that vision advantage, unless he just never goes for it. But he's going to be spot on Raptors anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, Tedward, stop falling. As we can see an engage here, forcing the barrier and heal out of Isurus' bot lane, and that is Virus and Ignabilu using the hyper-aggression of the early Ashe to really start layering the damage and getting a push as Shadow going solo. The PTA procs again, and there's Ignabilu. The Q, switches targets, but gets the flash out of Shadow, but switching the targets there for Igno. Constant kill. Virus actually did land the Q onto Shadow, and now they are going to just farm up as much of this plating as they can. They might even be able to get a whole plate off of it early because of how many... no, they're not going to be able to hit it enough. Shadow going low, taking another Mystic shot. And Isurus in a real bad spot as the pause already comes through. First of the week, kick it off. Why not? Where's Tedward? There you go. I had to make sure he's facing the camera. And now we already have a pause. I can't possibly imagine. I'm assuming it's a small tech issue because there hasn't seemed to have been any major problems in the lobby. I mean, not even much has happened yet. But knowing Leviathan, it could be anything. This is the team that had the Herald explode, and nothing changes. We are back right into the game. It seems to have been a minor tech issue that has already been resolved. They're going to get rooted up, and Gavato going to land a little bit of poke onto him, but nothing too much, and the trading will continue, and the shoving from Isurus, or the shoving from Leviathan will continue for sure. And was it Pawn? Man, I have to actually track these pentakills. I did miss a penta, I believe, last week. As we could see, Ganks going very aggressive onto Onfleek's jungle, welcoming back. Yes, it was. Last week, Pawn pentakill on the Jace, day 3, so we did miss it. But we got the Jose Dioto penta against Movistar Rainbow 7, so it all paid off. But Onfleek going to be a level ahead now. As you can see, 3 camps done for Ganks. All camps done for Onfleek. I don't actually know if there's any invades. I was too busy watching bot lane. The back coming through for Shadow. So we'll miss a little bit of XP here, and this will indeed be a plating, eventually going over to Leviathan in the bot lane, as it will be a scuttle for a scuttle, as Ganks will finish up his camps here. But with Zhao being pushed in, Onfleek has the full ability to engage this. And you could see Pawn coming over to help. But Onfleek having to disengage as Meganar is disappearing, but Onfleek going to get it anyways. Ganks a bit too far to smite it away potentially, and he's just going to have to give over his blue as Kaze's going to land a nice combo on Dakota Baco, and he's one rock away from death, but it's not going to happen. Dakota Baco able to walk away with his life for now as Onfleek continues the invade. Pawn positioning very aggressively. No Mega available, but Onfleek can't really afford to fight the Vi anyways. And will just go for his wolves and accept another camp being stolen away. Ooh, tough position to be in for Ganks here into the jungle. Onfleek, first game back. It's going great. It's going very well so far. Things are going in his favor. So, who knows? Anything is possible here, as we can see Pawn just continuing to get aggressive on Dejani. It's so funny. Because I was like, not even first game back, yeah, just left. Just straight up left 6 karma for Mataz. It's been a month, so odd enough that 6 karma let Onfleek go as he's going for the grubbies here, but they let him go and chose to go Mataz, and Onfleek is going to hop on to the third place team in the region for now. So I guess it is a trade-off he is accepting, as it will be a 3-0 or 3-0 Grubs split so far, as now Ganks coming in to get aggressive. Virus not going to land anything. Shadow going to sidestep the first Q, but the bandage comes back in, and it's first blood over to Virus. And Leviathan, that is a flash out of your jungler, but it is okay as you pick up first blood onto the Ezreal too, who's going to need the money. He's definitely going to appreciate the money to get a nice lead here. Not going to end up going for the dragon. Gank's going to try and clear off this vision. Spots out Onfleek, and now Ganks as the backup, but now Kaze's here to help. Doesn't really have a valuable ulti, but there's Kodapako landing the shuffle, and Ignabilu's gonna pick up Onfleek. The flash forced out of Kaze. He's going low, but nothing else to come from it. No more missing shots going to land. The backup from Gavato and Shadows here, but it's not enough to threaten Leviathan, and it's going to be 2-0 and kills as Ignabilu picks up his first of the game. And it is 100% kill participation for Ganks, Igna, and Virus here. It all starts here. They spot out Ganks, but there's no flash on the Senna already. And so it's not super hard for Ganks to land the easy Q. on the second engage or second try. And then you see that Leviathan's bot lane's going to recall here. They're trying to recall him, but they see On Fleek coming. So they're going to re-engage onto ganks because Isris think they have the advantage here. They see two members recalling, and they have Kaze there already, but the re-engage, I guess the response from Leviathan is great, and the shuffle to reduce as much damage from Kaze as possible is very much necessary, or not necessary, but it's very nice, especially to get the flash out, as now Isser's going to invade the red side jungle as On Fleek continues to just get some, to try and get something back now, I guess. As spotted out, so Gank's not really able to do anything. They are possibly going to go for this dragon. They will go for first Drake here, so it will not be a Drake trade for the Grubs, actually. It will just be a straight-up dragon for Isserus. There's not a real chance Ganks gets here in time. Ulti's available for almost everybody now, as it will mainly be the Ashe ultimate, the core piece of this game for Leviathan's cross-mapping. And a lot of their engage is going to come off of it, as we can see Virus picking up the level 6 here, and here comes the lane gank from Ganks. Ganks needs to really get off of this vision, as now Isers don't know what's going on here, though. Igna now has the 6 available, still no flash on Gank, so he has to land a bandage toss here, and the arrow comes out, but there is the chain of corruption, and now Virus is rooted up as well, and now they know On Fleek is here, but that is an Ashe ulti for a Varus ulti and heal. And now Ganks is actually going to be able to back up On Fleek as well. The threat of the bandage toss into the curse is a bit strong. And now On Fleek looking to find Kotapako here, has the cease and desist available, the assault and battery. Ganks is still here. They're not going to be able to dive this. There's no chance. This wave is very low, and it will just be another reset from Leviathan's bot lane, but has On Fleek caught out Ganks. Decides against it, is spotted out as well, actually, just barely. And so it will just be back to clearing for these two junglers and farming for the rest of the map. As you can see, the top lane, I mean, they're getting the CS at least. They're not doing much else, but they're getting farm. And the quality has significantly dropped. I will just give me like 2 seconds to fix that, because everything has been awful recently, annoying, and boom. And now Gank's actually going to be spotted out from this controller, but he's going to go for the Grubs. He has the backup of Kotapako, has the backup of Ignabilu on his side. On Fleek, I don't even think has a chance here. They only need to get 2 anyway, so they don't really care. This should result in a clean 3-3 split, so both sides going to get the damage over time equal to each other. No Void Mites on the map. This is a consistent thing we've seen for the most part. No Void Mites spawning. Kind of does suck, like the little goobers on the map, but it is most often a trade-off to go for the Grubs or to not go for the Grubs. It is a very strategic decision that does matter a lot. I don't want to just hand over money, especially when one team is very clearly already set up for it. As Xiaoni going to take a little bit of damage from Pawn. Dodges the bone. It's not bone ring, that's Pokemon. Dodges the boomerang, actually, so we'll be able to avoid the hyper procking and handing over some move speed. Total gold, it's not a surprise. It is the 1 with kills, the 1 with farm, the 3 with farm, actually. Besides Virus, it is a very Isserus Gaming-sided gold chart. The gold is pretty dead even, though, so it doesn't really matter. It's besides in top lane, it is really even everywhere else. This Virus is going to stand back, Mystic Shot, not risk any engage. Not risking taking any engages. On Fleek, not spotted out, but goes forwards, doesn't find anything of note, so it will be another just sit and wait Drake up in 1:40. Herald up in about 2:20. Oh? Are they actually looking for a 4-man bot lane? Oh my goodness, ew. They decide against it. It seems they were spotted out on the control ward before getting backed up. As I spot out nobody here, but Igna will be able to sweep away this vision. And we're back to farming. They rotated Kaze down. They had on fleek. A Sundered Sky now finished, actually. And Nash's has been finished for Kodapako. So we're seeing the first big items come through here. Actually, the Frozen Fist has been done for quite a bit. So Zhao-Ni's been done. I don't think Frozen Fist or Iceborne Gauntlet, because I'm calling it Frozen Fist. If there's no Ornn in the game, it's Frozen Fist, okay? The Fist is a bit cheaper than most other items. Unlike Nash's. Nash's is goddamn expensive, man. So, it's a little more expensive. I'm trying to navigate around some stuff right now. Oh, you actually can't check that here. Okay. That's concerning. As Gank's gonna get rooted up, but it's just gonna be a disengage. I spawned 2,600. Yeah, pretty cheap. And now it's actually gonna be Isrus getting a second plating here, it seems. They already got one, and they're gonna make it two now on the Gavato and Shadow. Is now they're looking to pressure, and there's the jump onto Ganks. The bandage toss not going to land. There's the Q despite the flash still landing. There's the flash ulti from Ganks, and it's going to find Gavato, but there's no engage or any follow-up damages. Now Shadow takes down Ignabilu, and there's a nice shuffle, but it's not going to be enough. It's a double kill for On Fleet. Kaze finds his first kill in a disoriented fight for Leviathan will cost them more than just the dragon. It will cost them 4 kills, and it will cost them the second Drake of the game as well. And now it is a bit of a dangerous situation for Leviathan, down almost 3,000 gold in just a single play. And it starts by Ganks getting caught out. A great arrow, but Igna can't run away, gets shoved into Kaze and Shadow. And then Virus flashes after the ulti's already connected. A great Emperor's Divide to try and pull anything back, but On Fleek just isn't going to die. There's no damage coming through from an Ashe, an Ashe and a one-item Azir. You could see it. They started off so strong in this bot lane. Had some lead. It will be a Herald, potentially. I don't think On Fleek gets here in time, actually, to contest this. So it will at least be something in return. Silver linings, unless Kaze, no, Kaze's not killing this. It will just be a smite away from Ganks, and Isrus get the Herald in return, and it's now closer to a 2,000 gold lead instead of a 3,000 gold lead. But On Fleek's just able to continue to push forwards now without really any worries, and Ganks sniped those away. Don't actually know. You can see the gold lead now getting closer to full components. And it's been a while, and 1,000 almost in the jungle. Pawn is going to go Mega. The Rock going to finish off that wave. The True Shot Barrage finds absolutely no one, only finds the minions. That is a lot of damage from a single Varus Q, my goodness. Oof, and the cannon miss for Virus. This is just not going well anymore for Leviathan. As Kodapako in a bit of a situation. A nice Emperor's Divide, but there's the cease and desist. There's the snipe. There's the wall. The shove will come through. The arrow's going to land, but I don't think it's going to be enough unless Kaze will fall to Zhao-Ni. He went all out on the mid laner and will get the shutdown onto the Rock Lady. Kaze gets the kill onto Kodapako. Another gold lead is nearing 4K. Pawn is here looking for a flank. They spotted out Ganks. The Chain of Corruption actually going to land as well, and that's a lot of damage onto the bot lane of Leviathan. Igna is not at all respecting Pawn's potential positioning here, as now Pawn going to get the jump onto Igna, and Igna's just gonna die here. There is no question about it. Pawn doesn't even need to go Mega to finish the support off. Now he's got a kill, and it is now support Varus. Hell yeah, support Varus. Leviathan, they had control early, and they are just absolutely losing. And there's the smite away. It is just nothing going well here for Leviathan. Isurus have found their way back into this game, no doubt about it. They're able to tank up that turret and just walk away with mostly full health bars. Drake not up for 2 minutes. Baron up in 240 though. And so there is not any real pressure outside of gold coming through for Isurus right now, or no threat coming through besides kills for a few more moments, or for like another minute and a half or so, as the Herald's going to crash, and it's not even going to be close to getting a turret, obviously. That mid-turret was pretty much full health when they got there, and the Herald did not change much of that fact. Gavato, 9,000 damage, 4,000 ahead of anyone else. Kotopaku going to be able to run away from Kaze with the shifting sands and some nice side steps. On Fleek wipes a ward off the face of the earth with auto resets. Kaze finally going to get the spell shield off of him. Igna dodges away from the seismic shove, and it is Isurus just not even toying with their food. Pawn's going to deny CS to Kotopaku here. That is a good amount of deny, too. Damn. Almost the entire wave taken away from Kotopaku there. And 6k, well, 5.5k gold behind is the reward at the moment. Drake up in 30. They have Kotopaku's teleport. He can come down to this after sieging some of this top turret if he so chooses. He's not sieging that much, though. Pawn gonna try and throw some damage down. There's the divide, and now the flash out of Pawn. And there's the shuffle, or the divide, and the drift out of Kotopaku. The arrow not going to land, sadly, for Ignabilu, and now that is so much pressure drawn away from this bot river as Igna's getting caught out. And that is going to be a seismic shove into 3. And that is going to be another kill. As in the mid lane, Virus has just been duoed. And now the teleport coming through from Zhao. Ganks will land a nice flash ulti. But there's the snipe coming through. Zhao going all out onto Shadow. It's going to be able to flash away. There's the root coming through. And now there's another stun onto Kotopaku, and Shadow's going to be able to get away as Pawn picks up a double kill. Gavato picks up this turret in mid, and it is Isurus all over the place now. They are fully in control. And what is Leviathan to do? What are Leviathan to do? Caught out by On Fleek. Chain comes through. And so much damage from this Varus. They don't even need to worry about the tanks because they can't even get any money. A great wall flash. It looks so close to working out here. But does get the shield, of course. You are the Senna, you get the shield. A great unsteady ground, or unsteady mine, whatever it's called, minefield, to actually land a pair of stuns that ended up saving Shadow's life. What? There's desync in this game, okay? Sometimes it happens, and you can see the total damage. Talia with 3,500. No one else was even really contending for most damage in that. I mean, Kodo did 0. Just burns everything, trying to predict Pawn's jump in to engage, and now it is 8,000 gold behind, and Leviathan need to find a miracle already. Only 21 minutes into this game. They are down 3 dragons. They're down a load of gold, a boatload of gold. And they just can't land anything. The arrow not going to land. The shuffle will get the flash out of Gavato, but now Kotopaku's under the turret, and he is just going to be gone as Shadow goes on a killing spree. Now On Fleek going forwards, and here's the wall. The curse will find Shadow, and Shadow will finally fall, but it's going to cost Ganks his life. Shut down onto Zhao, and Zhao needs to find a way to escape, and he won't. His Pawn has his 4th kill now. Or, yeah, 4th kill. Is Virus going to be able to jump over the wall? But is he going to be able to escape? Kaze with the flash. Q's gets the kill, and it is Baron time for Isurus, and it is not even a question. You have a single Ashe. And Ashe ain't gonna steal no Barons with that arrow. They've just been reaching. They were grasping at straws at this point. Kodapako diving a half-health turret, so there wasn't even a chance of him killing it. And then Shadow eventually falls here. Takes way too much and still costs Ganks his life. They're just trying anything they can, really. And then a great Q flash is actually what delays Virus long enough for Kanze to pick up this kill. Costs a lot of flashes, but you don't really need to worry about that, because you got Baron in exchange, and that is absolutely huge, as you are now 11,000 gold ahead with Baron. You have 3 items on your Varus. You have 2 items on your Talia. You see the damage. Look at that. Gavato taking the mantle of the carry that time around. Your 2.5 items on your Gunnar. And it is just an impossibility. You are so far ahead everywhere on the map. And now it is time for the 1-4 split. As the teleport coming in from behind, actually, Kodapako going to try and find an angle, but it's already Ganks gone. There's no engage coming through from Yoramumu, and there's a nice shuffle onto Shadow, but Kodapako's going to once again pay the cost of a life for Pon, going to land the Gnar on to Ignabilu. It is a double kill for On Fleek. It is a nice pick up for Pon here, as he is unstoppable, getting his 5th kill of the game. And now it is all over. Only 23.5 minutes, and Isurus have broken into the base of the dragons, of the sea monsters, and now it is all ready over. 23-49 is all Isurus needs to take game 1 in this series. Holy cow, that was a stomp after a while. Isurus looked like they were going to give over some control. Where did... Oh, right here, you fell at some point during the game. Sorry. Isurus for quite some... like a few minutes in the early game, I should say, seemed like they were not in a position to really win the game or find a way to win directly, and then it just clicks. I mean, I guess that is kind of the Isurus way, is it just kind of clicks after a while. I'm going to move you over here. Hello? Oh, you see my messy hair. It just clicked after a while, you know? Like, I mean, I guess obviously a lot of good teams do have that moment. A lot of good teams do have that moment. There we go. Sentences. And there's a lot of times where some lower tier teams definitely try to get the better, or do even get the better of some pretty solid ones. And it is you gotta come back, even though it was mostly even for that whole time. And they had control of things like they had control of Drakes, they had control of the Void Grubs early, so they didn't really need to worry about it too much, but stopping that Ezreal from getting any further and allowing the Ashe Ezreal to start comboing people is really important. And of course, getting Varus a lot of money. Getting Varus money, super important. A 4-for-0 in the bot river is pretty much what sealed the deal. Ganks gets caught out and has to burn everything. We'll definitely see it in just a singular moment here as we are jumping into the post game. But it is really, really like they do this. This is the first play, and it works out beautifully. They get Shadow. First blood onto Virus, always a good start, but this is the real big why of the game. Ganks, or no, this is the other one. This is the first Drake fight, my bad. Or second Drake fight, whatever. I don't remember. And then this fight, just Ganks caught out, gets a nice ulti, but it's too scrambled. Igna's already burned his ulti. He has no health. Virus can't do anything once he gets jumped on, and then Kodo has 1 item. He's not going to do anything. And that was just the start of the end for Leviathan, really. I mean, nice cancel there, but the ulti lands just before Kodapako dodges out. He definitely escapes there if there's no ulti coming through, but it's not going to happen, sadly. Xiaoni does actually get a really nice solo here, and that is a good solo to get. Just doesn't matter. Igna doesn't know Pawn is there, doesn't respect the potential of anyone being there, I guess. And then this is just, yeah, this is just late game Vi with late. This is just Varus and Vi having a massive lead. They don't even need to worry. Almost goes 1-for-1, but not really that important to go 1-for-1 at that point. Ganks gets a nice ulti. Zhaoni picks out Shadow, but Shadow's already ulting, so it's too late. And then Kaze plays some hero here. Good flash into the minefield to make sure Zhaoni has to get stunned up. And then Code of Mako just going in a little bit before the minefield explodes away. And then this is just desperation from Leviathan. There's no follow-up available for Gavato. Or onto Gavato, and it definitely doesn't help that the Chain of Corruption lands onto Ganks, so he can't engage any further. He can't Q if he wanted to. And then it's just, they're getting picked apart at this point. And you can see the damage. They didn't even need to do a ton of damage. There were no health bars on the side of Leviathan, despite having 2 tanks on there. They just didn't care. And On Fleek, first win of the year. First game back, first win of the season already as he joins Isurus and is a key part of them picking up their game 1 win, starting off week 5 on the winning end of things. Starting on, I mean, yeah, always helps to have a week start off with a win. You got the 1-0 lead here against Leviathan, and it is, oops. It is, yeah, an uphill battle, definitely, for the Leviathans, as they need to find an angle back into this game. They really didn't have much going for them into the mid game. It was going to be really hard for them. They needed to find the engages on the Azir, and they just kept getting picked off and could not really use the Azir to lead. The only time they did lead with the Azir was a very desperate play, obviously, and doesn't really work out for them. And it does come back to bite them in the end. So down 1-0, it is a stressful time. We will wait for the MVP and then head to a short 5-minute break. Maybe a little later. My timings have been a bit up and down this season. I've gotten it better, okay? I've gotten better on my timings. But it is, I mean, Pawn eventually just became a monster, but he didn't really need to do much of anything. It really was, I think, On Fleek catching out Ganks early, obviously, and then just continuing to just play the map with Kaze, Talia Vi. Very nice pairing that anyone would be happy to have on their team to put together a comp with. Ezreal continues to suck. Ezreal is not that great. I don't think he is. They said yesterday, or not even yesterday, they said on the it was yesterday on the LEC that Ezreal hasn't really won in Europe. Ezreal hasn't really won much of anywhere. Ezreal has not been working. Even though he keeps getting picks, he has 16 wins to 33 losses on the year. It's not working, and teams are going to keep picking the Ezreal, trying to make it work because someone has made it work, but it's just not the answer. It's not the option. I just don't think it's that good. I think he's a bit lost with the item changes and the current support meta. He's not synergizing super well with. Yes, if you Ashe Ezreal someone, it works really, and it works. It, of course, goes super well, but we've seen one team in the LLA pull off the Ashe Ezreal. Everyone else just is failing to imitate Estrel's very, very impressive performance on it. And it's going to continue to be that way as long as teams keep drafting Ashe Ezreal. I think they need to try and get the Ashe Vars, obviously, as, yep. Welcome back to the LLA after your month vacation and getting benched. On Fleek's first game back. And this is the play that won it all, pretty much, for Isurus. A great combo onto On Fleek, forcing out so much of his health. And then when he goes for the engage, it is too little, too late. Everyone's able to do whatever they want on the side of Isurus, and Leviathan had to play from the back foot for the rest of this game. The divide did nothing. It was a cool divide. If he was a little closer to turret, it probably also pays off better, but it just didn't happen. And On Fleek is the core reason they won that game. And so that does it for game 1. Isurus lead and are on series point where they can go 6-2 and claim sole possession of second place in the LLA and hope for the first Astro loss later on. And Leviathan need a battle back to try and reclaim their spot at 4-4 and continue to be in that upper bracket conversation. And I will see you for game number 2. I didn't set up my thing. Whoops, I completely forgot to set up my thing. And I will see you in game 2. Hello and welcome back to the Kimchi Cast. Sorry, I was just a bit late. I missed my transition and also forgot to change it and fix the scene up a little bit because I'm very good at what I do. As we are jumping into the draft, Israel's 1-0 lead in this best of three as it is a Leviathan deciding to jump over to the red side here. Excuse me, oh my goodness, I'm apologizing for everything today. As we could see the bands coming through, mostly the same for Isserus. The Ash banned away by Leviathan this time around. And Smolder once again taken away from Gavoto. I feel bad for King here. So this is definitely way too bright. I remember it was on this setting. Yeah, that looks awful. I prepared. Sorry, I had to fix up my camera because I'm blinding myself. There we go, that's better. It's different because I changed my lighting setup again. Is Karma locked in here for Pawn or Kaze? Both are options. We've seen the Karma mid, we've seen the Karma top. It has worked in both. Karma's very annoying. Sorry, I changed my lighting setup because I couldn't adjust my camera, so I fixed as best I could, and this is the setup I actually currently like, is we're gonna see Virus on this Lucian. Do I need to do the thing? Yes, I do. God damn it. When did you open? There you go. Where is what I'm looking for. What is going to be the second pick here for Leviathan? 1 and 2 on the Lucian so far. It will be the Lucian Nami for the Leviathan bot lane. A sea-based bot lane I like. Fitting, thematic. 3 and 1 in the season so far. The first Nami, the first fish of the year for Leviathan. Igna getting his first game on it. And is this going to be Karma Ezreal? We've seen in the LCS, we saw the Karma Ezreal. And it will be Ezreal 2 and 5 in the LLA. It's not looking too hot. Oh my goodness, what did I just do? No, we don't need to do that. Anyways, Karma Ezreal. It's been picking up steam. Karma's been picking up steam. And it will be the Vi once again for on Fleek. Ugh. Where is it? Saw it in the LCS, and I don't know where it was. But what is the response here? They're just gonna lock in the jungler for ganks here, and it will be the Viego, the Vigo for ganks. I can't find it. I just found it. I'm an idiot. Just found it. 3 and 5 on the season so far is Berserker and Jojo Pune, which they led to a loss. There you go. Karma Ez. They can also still pivot this to a different Ezreal lane if they so choose, but doesn't seem like that's going to be the case here. So the ban phase, mid laners on the table, and it will be the Talia taken away from Kaze. And again, mid lane, top lane might be the focus. Is actually Zhao going to be taken off the Nara champion. He's performed pretty well during this season. Kaze, of course, just picking up the win on Talia, a big deal, especially with the Vi available. And it will be the Akali, another pairing that Kaze likes here, or Kaze would definitely like. I believe Kaze's picked up the Akali as well this season, so it does make some sense. Nico Vi very strong, but Nico taken out of the tournament for the time being, and it will not be Furious Chameleon as of right now. And the final ban will be the Azir for Cotopaco. So the pairings of Vi severely weakened here, and will they save top counterpick actually? Most importantly, no. I keep dropping it. It doesn't weigh enough for me to notice it. Will it be the mid lane locked in blind to secure the top counterpick? It absolutely will be. As I don't think this is going to be. Ooh, Ooh, okay. God damn, man. Stop falling, you piece of crap. Oh, you're gonna set up here. That's never mind. You're gonna sit here. It will be the Ari locked in here, and it'll be the blind Cassante meanwhile. Okay, hold on. Because I've seen not a lot of Ari this season. Going to be really honest. I love Ari. She's not been very popular. As it will be the Twisted Fate. Oh, is it going to be AD Twisted Fate? That's the question right now. First Twisted Fate of the split here. Twisted Fate 7 and 6 internationally right now. Where the piss is Ari? There. 6 picks, 2 bans, 2 and 4 on the season. Ari not having a hot year in the slightest, as it will be the Jax locked in for Zhao, the other champion he's played quite a bit of here. Where is Zhao? 3 and 2 in 5 games for the Jax here. Zhao looking to add another one to the win column. And I do like this draft a lot more from Leviathan, but I do just also think Isris once again got the better draft. It really is going to revolve around how this bot lane goes. And if Zhao can avoid getting too far behind to this Cassante in lane, I don't think Kanze Kodapako is going to matter all that much in the grand scheme of things. It will matter once Kaze gets on the map, though. Will Kodapako be able to respond? Or will it just be... Or will Kodapako be able to respond, and will it just be Kaze dominating on the map? As Twisted Fate, I was going to say Lee said why, I don't know. But Twisted Fate, very, very lethal on these roams, very capable of just locking down a single target and sending them to an early grave. As whoa, we are going to infinity, but we are jumping on to the rift with Isris on match point here, and with the opportunity to go 6 and 2 and possibly gain a lead on Rainbow 7, who play Infinity tomorrow, and close the gap on Estral, who play Infinity today. As we see a 5-man in the bot lane, actually, and it will be, of course, Karma support. No Ezreal support shenanigans. Shocker, I know. But it will not be double starting item. Karma wants the money here. We've seen double starting item, or double Dorans. We've seen a lot of double Dorans recently. It's been much more beneficial to get the early aggression out, as we see the deep ward on the blue buff, actually. So we'll be spotting out on Fleek pretty soon, depending on where he wants to start. Actually, ooh, the unsealed spellbook. So I think this is going to actually be AP Twisted Fate. They don't really need AD at the moment, and it will be. You see the starting item of the ring. But in bot lane, no Dorn's ring down there. We've seen ring, blade, or blade and blade, the starters for very early aggressive bot lanes. That is indeed what is possible with the Karma. Very aggressive, potentially with RQ spam, but expecting the Malignants anyways because Karma stuff. Will just be early clear here, her early push advantage for Gavato and Shadow, which is very much what they would love to get here. Point Leviathan in a very uncomfortable position to do anything in this bot lane. Make dives nice and easy for on Fleek in his first game, or in his second game back now. And Twisted Fate, a little bit of a change. It is the weighted dice. The weighted dice change. I should remember the weighted dice change because I mentioned it. Let's just check it really quickly. It's, oh yes, critical strikes roll the weighted 1 die. It is the changes to AD Twisted Fate. We will not be seeing the changes to AD Twisted Fate here, of course, as this is AP, and doesn't really have any crit chance built into the kit outside of the effects of crit. As we can see, Gavato and Shadow using their advantage to just bully ganks off of his Grump here, and now Pawn going in a little aggressive, but Xiaoni not going to land the stun, and Pawn not going to follow up with the Q3. Top lane, very top lane experience, if I've ever seen one. And Virus now going to get a little aggressive here, but the trade comes back. The Ignite down from Shadow now. And Lucian may have jumped up a little too far there. Thought he was a little bit stronger than he was, and pays a lot in health there. The stun does prevent Virus from dying there or having to burn his flash, so it is something. But still, a lot of damage is a lot of damage, and it's going to take quite a while to heal those up with the ebbs and the flows as he's continuing to take more poke from Shadow now. Xiaoni and Pawn just beating each other over the head. That is a traditional, typical top lane. And we can see the Scuttle for Scuttle. Nothing interesting. Grubby's up in, I believe, 30 seconds with the Drake spawn, as it will be Pawn actually knocking Xiaoni far back, and now Xiaoni in danger after the Pathmaker, but will be able to just leap strike away. But now Pawn has a massive wave that Xiaoni just can't afford to let hit the turret and can't afford to miss, as the stun going to land on Shadow, but there's no damage coming through from Virus right now. But Gavato nice and low, and it is a return favor here, as it will be the unstoppable, but there's the flash from Xiaoni, and Pawn is just going to be able to ghost away, but now Ganks doesn't want to burn his flash here, and will just let the Cassante live. I think Ganks was a bit... I think Ganks just was a bit under... not as aggressive as he could have afforded to be there. There's no ghost on the Cassante, there's no Pathmaker. He used the footwork. He cannot dodge your Q flash if you throw it out. I think it was just a bit of an under aggressive play, because now he's teleported back, and now you have Xiaoni with mana, but you had Pawn with no health. And what are you trying to gank here, Ganks? Like, there's no angle to go in here. Now he's gonna have to go in on Fleek, and Xiaoni is just pushed under the turret, and here comes Pawn with the all-out available. This is just really dangerous for the Jackson. Now he's going to get all-outed very far away. He's going to leap straight to the closest minion, and here comes Kaze to take first blood with the Destiny. And now Ganks in a terrible position, and this has just not been a good game from Leviathan. The Q going to land onto Ganks and force him to use the Spectral Maul to jump away, and this will be Isurus once again claiming 3 Void Grums. And even first blood on top of it, it is even more Isurus-sided than it was last game. It's a little later, at least. But now Kaze going to be able to lay a lot of damage onto Kotobaku here. And they will at least get something. They get the big bird and 2 small birds out of the jungle of on Fleek. But is that really a ton of value? Like, is it? I don't think that counts as a lot of value. You gave up the Void Grubs. And the RQ out of Shadow. And yeah, Ganks just doesn't have anything really there. Just not sure what Ganks wanted here, and then just sacrificing Xiaoni at the end. Having to sacrifice Xiaoni because Ganks didn't want to go in earlier and use his flash, and he's still holding flash. So what is the point there? Like, Pathmaker was down, footwork was down. He only has Topo strikes, and as long as you land your combo, you don't die there. Just like so lost here. Zhao just gonna let this massive wave hit onto Pawn's tier 1. Ugh. Tier 1, there we go. Say it like a normal human would. And maybe there's an angle here for Isurus to get jumped on, but there's 100% not. The yellow card comes out, and it's going to be the jump forward, and there's actually a great steal already. Kaze forced a flash over the wall, but Kodabako going to be able to follow with it, but he has no more Spirit Rush. The kill will come through for Ganks. He has the reset available, but is going to instead pick up a double kill here, and it's going to be one more over to Virus. Shadow is going to be able to get the heck out of dodge, but it is finally Leviathan making a big play here. It is a 3-for-1, and the Dragon. Actually, is it 3-for-1? Yeah, they sacrifice Kodapako 3-for-1 plus a Drake Steal. How do they get the Drake Steal here? Kodapako makes it very clear they're going in. I think it was a Panic Smite. Didn't even get a chance to smite. The ult smite actually going through for Ganks here. And this is what he's holding. His flash for Shadow will also pick up that kill, so it's even less effective. A nice Q. Holy cow. Nice pick up there. A very nice, I did not expect the fan to pick up that kill. I thought it was something else that picked it up, but the fan of cards, the wild cards picking up the kill there for Ganks, and now he's 2-0 on this Viego, and holding the flash did work out indeed. Virus getting jumped on. There's the Destiny, but it's the red card salute, but is it even gonna matter? It isn't. Kabuto picks up the kill onto Virus. And even with a red card salute to the man, Lucian will be able to pick up that kill without any issues. On Fleek just gonna dodge away from Charm there. And Kodapako really is looking for some more onto the jungler, as Ignabilu is alone in this bot lane at the moment, and it is a not good idea. Ganks has found On Fleek. On Fleek going to be able to just use the Vault Breaker. No charge to get away from Ganks there. So the jungle duel doesn't really come through yet. Kodapako's able to rotate here. Has the Spirit Rush available as well. And it will be Ganks taking away this blue buff. Needs to be careful here to not get jumped on as well. On Fleek, not going to land the Q, but Kaze gonna take half of his health in damage there, as now Pawn will try to force Zhao to face him, but it will just be a leap strike away from the Jax. And Ganks is just dancing around On Fleek right now. Finally gets spotted out, and maybe he's overstep, but there's the Unstoppable coming through, but Kaze has the yellow card. There's the cease and desist, and Ganks overextends, and On Fleek finds the kill, and Kodapako going to try and trade back a lot of damage onto Kaze, but no mana on Kodapako. And Ganks again overextended, getting aggressive at the wrong time now. Didn't want to get aggressive on Pawn, but got very aggressive on a very weird angle. It will be all 6 Void Grubs. Should be all 6 Void Grubs over to Hi. Gavato fires ulti super far river. Okay. It's just Ganks getting caught out in the middle of nowhere. Upon staring down Johnny under the turret will tank at least one big bonk. Sorry. Annoying things happen. And now Ganks, I mean, he's spotted. I don't think anything's gonna come of it, but spotted. This controller going to be cleared out as well. as well. And 20 seconds to go till the Mountain Drake spawns. Leviathan have delayed the Drake stacking potential of Isurus by stealing away the Cloud Drake earlier. And now 3-man bot lane for both sides. And Unofficial going to tank the Q. Ignabilu takes a lot of damage, and that is the power of Karma in this very overtuned state right now. Which is Karma always. But they made it worse somehow. And Kodapako has been spotted, but he's here, and that's a lot of value to pressure back the jungler of Isurus here. And now Shadow staring down ganks, but I don't know if there's a Spectral Maul available for him. It's now Leviathan and Isurus both posturing aggressively over this dragon, over control of this bot river. They want it. And Kabuto has chosen the worst time to charge an ulti, and Virus is going to find the first kill, and Shadow's going to take out, or he's going to lose over almost all of his health there. Be taken down to a quarter by the Calling Force to flash over the wall, and it will be 2 dragons for Leviathan. Isurus don't have anyone backing up their ADC, and their ADC pays a hefty price to do that, to fire off a single True Shot Barrage, as it is Pawn trying to proxy Xiaoni, but it is just not going to happen here. He's going to try, and he'll get something out of it. A small delay because of the Void Grubs, besides that, Pawn went for the proxy, Xiaoni just cleared the wave, and nothing came of it, but you can see this all comes from this. Igna had the enhancer on him, and Kabuto thought it would be a lot, and it just did not happen. Thought he would be able to get a ton of damage off onto the Nami, and pays a damn big price there. As now it is Virus and Igna getting aggressive, as the Rift Herald will just be taken here, just given over, not really worried about. Sorry. And Kabuto comes on, lands an auto, or lands a Mystic Shot on it. It will be in exchange for his Raptors, but Unofficial will take a Rift Herald for the Raptors any day. As it is still almost 2,000 gold lead for Isurus, and this isn't going to be the angle for the Herald. It actually is probably going to be for this top tier 2 that they want this Herald to go down, as Unofficial will be fully able to finish off this turret, or not Unofficial, Pawn will fully be able to finish off this top tier 1 with no help at all, actually, and won't even need the Heralds for tier 2 setup yet, and it will be first turret over to Isurus. And Frozen Fist doing a lot of work here for Pawn, or will be. My goodness, the constant slow is going to be disgusting. As we see, I've not seen this build on a Twisted Fate yet, but Shirelia's, and there's the charm coming through. Kaze isn't going to get stunned up, but there's the stun in response onto ganks. There goes a cease and desist, but it's a nice buffer, but here comes the destiny, but it's a red card salute again, but it's going to be enough to bait ganks in forwards, and there is the Q flash, and now here comes Pawn. No CC available, and it is going to be Pawn getting the kill onto Kodapako, the flash out of Ignabilu, and the chase continues, and the chase is over. Virus with a well-timed auto onto the blast cone to get his support out to safety, as Xiaoni this whole time is just beating this turret over the head. And it will at least be a turret in response, but it is a pair of kills for Isurus right now. And the Mystic Shot landing is worth quite a bit, and it's Kaze with the Shirelias making that second half of the play happen, but it is also him causing the second half of the play to go very awry as he finishes up the Lich Bane here. Seriously, my goodness. That red card, 2 red cards salutes this game for Kaze, and there's just no damage on this Ahri. Not even close to any damage on the Ahri. Ganks with a good flash and a good buffer there, and it looks like the play is over. once that happens, but Gank's way too far on the Spectral Maw. Great flash from Kaze as the Herald will crash down mid and almost take it out, but it will just be cleared quickly by Leviathan having 4 members there. And Kodapako going to start pushing in this bot lane. It is a 6-for-0 on the grubs for Isurus, so it is very, very dangerous to leave anybody unattended on the side of Leviathan, or on anyone on the Isurus side unattended in a side lane for too long, as those turrets are going to start disappearing. You can see the total damage, though. Kodapako doing the most overall, as that is a Sunfire already finished for Pawn here, and that is a lot of gold. It's what, 5,800 gold total? Plus boots, which is 6,900? 6,900 gold. Yep. About. Now on Fleet going to be able to dodge away from the CC. Kodapako is about to get stunned up. He's going to have to ulti away, and he's still going to get stunned up. And that did a good amount of damage too, but it's Kodapako, no Spirit Rush here, and the Ahri is heavily neutered now on this defense. As Pawn's just going to be able to tank up this turret, and Isurus will get themselves a set. They don't even need it. The Void Mites are here, actually. And it will be a tier 1 down in mid, and that is all the tier 1s down on the side of Leviathan. And Zhaoni's going to make this tier 2 despawn as well. Kaze looking to stun him up. Will not be able to. An easy leap strike away for Zhaoni. And it is a... I mean, they know Ganks is here, so it's going to finally be a dragon on the side of Isurus after they got theirs yoinked away very depressingly and just didn't contest the second one. And now Kaze getting jumped on. There is no yellow card that can save him. The cleanse comes through, but there's the flash, and there's the bonk from Zhaoni, and it is Ganks getting killed. It is Zhaoni picking up the kill here on to Kaze, and that is going to be some nice money to have after having a very uninteresting laning phase. Ganks spotted out now. Does he have the Lichbane auto still? Was that actually... Jeez, that Lichbane... How long does Lichbane expect you to hold? Actually, could look that up. Do you want phone? Leave me alone. Yeah. Leave me alone, phone. I do not care. I'm gonna check out Lich. And you can see it actually does start with the Heartbreaker, which is not always the best to start with, especially since Zhaoni still has to invest his flash. But the Counter-Strike was still nice to force a stun onto Ganks instead of onto Zhaoni, allowing him to chase. Within 10 seconds, so dang. Yeah. Him using the Heartbreaker gave him a lot of time to use that empowered Lichbane auto. Weird interaction when you think about it. I mean, it makes sense, yes, but that's just a weird interaction. And Virus takes half his health from a Karma Q, because Karma is a very well-tuned champion. Very healthily tuned champion, I promise. There's no reason she's getting play in top, mid, and support right now. There's zero reason for that. She is very healthy, very balanced. Gank spotted out. That looks like 3D. Never mind, I have brain rot. And Zhaoni gonna take almost nothing, so maybe it is just a Lucian diff, because Lucian has no health bar. We see 2 items through on multiple Leviathan players, but also on most of Isurus now, finishing up that second item very soon, except for the supports. Imperial Mandate. It's a good item. The only champion we don't see 2 items finished on are the junglers, actually, but Unfleek is pretty much just sitting and waiting to finish off the job here. It has a raw guess. It is, I want to say like 200 gold. If I just had to take a guess, Galvato going to tank the first strike, but nothing coming of it just yet. Zhaoni is getting pushed in this bot lane, though, and that is kind of where the pressure is going to be drawn for Leviathan. They're going to be doing mostly 1-4 and 1-3-1s at this point of the game. They have good champs for it, but they need to get this Lucian fed. Lucian being even with the Azrael, it does not matter. Because in a head-to-head of Lucian being even with Azrael, it is pretty much whoever dies first is going to obviously lose. But Lucian being ahead, you don't need to worry about that. Lucian is much more free to do what he wants if he does get the lead. Ezreal doesn't really care. He's perfectly fine with just sitting back, firing off ultis every 30 seconds or so. And that Shadow actually getting the stun, and this could be the chance to go forwards, but Leviathan don't take full advantage of it, but that is a nice damage rotation nonetheless onto Shadow, and it is a Karma, so it's not going to matter that much. Karma mostly sits in the back line and throws some ulti spells, procs Malignance a couple times. It is interesting to not see the Malignance rush. We've been seeing that quite a bit from every position, and now Ganks has been found, and there's the Destiny allowing for a cease and desist to go through if they so choose. The yellow card was locked in. It would have been an actual yellow card. It would have been an actual stun coming through from Kaze onto the ultimate. But they opt to not go for it instead. And it's still a minute out, so it's not the end of the world. Not even close, actually. It's not that big of an investment for either side. Kaze will 100% have ulti by the time Drake spawns or while they're fighting for the Drake. I mean, Gavato already has ulti available again. Q is very strong as we see the RFC coming through, so it is going to be a bit of a... I guess it is going to be a little bit of an on-hit sprint build. It's a bit of a weird, like, kind of hybrid build. We see... I mean, this is a weird build in general. Shurelia's into Lichbane, into RFC. Just do it, I guess. I don't know. Go ahead. Death Cap second for Kodapaka, looking to just buff up the raw numbers here. I don't know, I feel like Storm Surge would have been pretty nice. Your Ari, that's kind of your thing. Storm Surge, Ludens would have been nice. But, I mean, Malignance... I'm not a huge fan of Ari with Malignance, even though you could proc it multiple times. Usually you want to build it on champs who have one big ulti or are Corky, named Corky, look like Corky, fly planes, have a package that doesn't proc Malignance. As there's Kodabako getting caught out now. And Gank continuing to walk forward unspotted, but there's the jump onto Ignabilu. The ulti will be nice in response, but the tidal wave is not going to be enough. Virus with the flash auto is not going to find anybody, and it is going to be a double kill now from Pawn. They do find Shadow, but is it going to be enough? Pawn now in the backlines. He's looking to go all out, but he's going to get charmed. Oh, the stun lands onto Kodapako now, but Johnny continues to jump forwards. Pawn going to all out, but it's not going to push him over the wall like he planned. It's going to be Ganks picking up that kill, and Isurus had a good start to that fight. Johnny going to dodge the stun. Dodge it, you won't. And he does. I can see what they were going for. They do sacrifice their ADC early, but with Shadow being down, that's a lot of the poke damage gone on the side of Isurus. And then it's Pawn trying to be the hero with the Rooker. Now 3 items on this Cassandra. He's going to be a big threat as Ganks is just soloing this dragon. And that's actually Leviathan's chance to get into, to pick up a big win here. 3-1 in the Drake leads, and Drakes aren't everything, but they are a good thing to have in your back pocket as you are down 2,000 gold still from turret kills almost entirely as they see Johnny going behind. And this is kind of where it seems like things are falling apart. Without the Jax there, he is going to be able to jump onto Shadow, but with Ganks going over onto Shadow, it does leave the entire... That's both of their tankiest members, both being fully exposed to 4 members of Isurus. But then it's Pawn. The charm lands a lot. A great stun to dissuade to prevent Kodapaka from going any further. But Pawn just too far from the wall. He allows Johnny to get just a little too far from the wall, and that is going to be enough to keep Johnny on the other side of the Raptor, to keep Johnny on the lane side of Raptor's pit instead of bringing him into Raptor's pit entirely. And look at the damage. That is a beautiful staircase, by the way. That is really convenient. But total damage, yeah. It was Gavato just hitting everyone in the face, and then Pawn just hitting Johnny repeatedly. But it was Johnny not even soloing, actually, getting a skill stolen by Ganks, but it's still very valuable, obviously. You kind of want your Viego to be very fed, and now we are about to have a rank 3 ultimate on Leviathan, so it's going to... or on Johnny, so he's going to be having a lot of resistances gained, a lot of damage gained as well on his passive. But Really looking for Kaze's ulti to get that rank 3, because that's going to be a lot of jumps from the Destiny. That is a cease and desist and a Destiny gate onto a very squishy target, and it is on fleek, picking up the kill, I believe, onto Virus, and this is the angle that Isurus wanted. They are now able to start this Baron, as there's the stun onto Ganks. He's going to lose a little bit of health, but he will actually get a good amount of it back. But now Pawn has spotted out Ganks, and there's the engage onto the jungle. A nice stomp on the Vault Breaker. Ganks going to use the Heartbreaker and Flash to get away, and it is Isurus once again continuing to just put the pressure onto Leviathan. They have to engage here. They don't have a choice. Johnny's going to try and push out this mid wave, and he will, and then try to do something. There's the ult from Gavato, taking out a lot of health bars. Ganks is so low already. Igna's in danger. Johnny counter is available, and he's going to be able to get Pawn to back away, and now down to 3,000 health. And Pawn's going low, the all-out, and it will be a shutdown for Ganks, but will he be able to get into the pit in time? No, it will be the Baron for Isurus, and now it is time to chase. They could look to go here, but Kaze is just shredding onto Kodabako, and there's Kaze picking, or not even picking up the kill, but there's the cease and desist onto Virus, and Virus is down, and it's Ignabilu who is next on the chopping block. Kaze's ulti's coming up in just a handful of seconds, but he's going to be able to he's just going to take it. He's going to walk away. It was Gavato picking up the kill there onto Kodabako. I thought Kaze would have got it, but nope, stole it. And that is Staff of Flowing Water. Not what I was expecting, but when you think about it, there's not really any auto attackers besides Twisted Fate, and you're just going to give him AP here instead, and it is just... And this is the True Shot Barrage that did a lot. Ganks lost a good chunk of health that he couldn't really afford to lose, and Igna's so low already. No tidal wave, I believe, on this Nami. It was actually really smart of Pawn to just give his life here, because while it did give Ganks health and a reset on his ultimate, he can't go forwards. He is too far away to be able to get into the pit. There's the tidal wave. It doesn't connect with anyone. And Kodabako tries to jump onto, I believe, Gavato. Doesn't even know Kaze's there at the moment, possibly. And then Virus dashes over the wall, but there is a hungry and happy on fleek waiting on the other side. Igna, nice flash there to get away. But now it is the beginning of the end. Good amount of damage from Ganks, but an even nicer amount of damage back onto Ganks from Kaze. 5,500 gold plus, nearing 7k. This Bond turret is getting sniped by these two cannon minions. There's a mid push coming through from on fleek, and that tower is not looking any better for wear, or any, yeah. That turret's not doing much better itself. Johnny will at least be able to clear that away, but now the inhibitor will fall. And it is base opened for Leviathan on fleek. Actually going to block the leap strike. And now Ganks getting jumped on. Will be able to use the Heartbreaker to get away, but he's so low he has to disengage and give up the space to Isurus now. And Leviathan are running for the hills. The culling comes through, but it just doesn't do anything. Kaze is so far forwards, and he's going to put two more members of Leviathan to super low health. And it will be all of Isurus able to get out with these Hex Gates, and they will be going for the second Drake of the game. They're just delaying Leviathan. That was... What? Okay, Gavato went straight up on the blast cone there, but that doesn't matter. There's no chance of Leviathan taking away this dragon, and they will have to wait another 5 minutes to potentially have Drake's Soul. Meanwhile, my goodness, 4,700 gold gained over Leviathan on this Baron power play, as it is coming to an end finally. 3 items on the Jax. Your Lucian picks up LDR, but now Gavato, 4 items. He is going to be smashing health bars. Single-handedly destroying health bars with True Shot Barrage now, and that is the core issue, is that he's able to fire off so many of those. consistently, and Kodapako already low from the Destiny, from the gate. The stun comes through, and there is the true shot barrage. I was just talking about it. Hey, good timing. The stun coming up again for Kaze. Johnny gonna be able to jump away. Pawn is looking to pick out someone, and it's Ganks. He has no heart to break anymore, and it's gonna be Pawn picking up the kill there as he is going all out, but he's stunned under the turret. It will be Virus picking up the kill back onto Pawn, but it is a 2-for-1 in favor of Isurus right now, and they are looking to end this game. They are looking to put the pressure on Leviathan's base. 3v4. You have a support, you have a Lucian. He's calling the wave. Shadow is tanking a lot of it, and he's gonna go low, but Igna's also already low, but that will be enough to get Isurus to disengage. So, mission successful if you are Leviathan for the time being. But now 4 items on the Twisted Fate as well. 4 items on the Cassante. It is a very, very scary situation if you are in the boots of the red side Leviathan right now. They have no answers possible. And Pawn, just look at this, comes in from behind. Pathmaker, all out. Yeah, I guess Gank's killer, but that's about it. He's not Showmaker, so Pathmaker, Showmaker doesn't work. Does get stunned off. Thought he had enough time to buffer the Pathmaker and dodge the counter, but does not come through, or does not come to fruition, sadly. So it will be a 2-for-1 instead. They probably could have ended if Pawn actually survives that, but it will be a tier 2 in top lane gone, and Pawn does most of the goddamn work in that team fight. Pawn can also just try and tank up as much as he can here. Gank's spotted out. Control ward. He's not able to walk very far forwards. And the stun lands onto lands from Kaze, and a lot of damage onto Ganks. There's the true shot barrage, and everyone's low already on Leviathan. My goodness, everybody's walking back to base. Now Pawn is starting to tank on this turret. That is a tier 3 shredded through. Look at the size of the wave. Look at the void mites. And now it is time to see if they can survive. Kodapako's gonna go and find nobody. Tidal Wave hits onto 3, but Kaze's gonna go golden. There's the cease and desist onto Ganks, but Johnny is going to try his damnedest. He's got 1, but he needs more. He's jumping onto Pawn. He's just not doing any damage. Virus is trying, but he's stunned up, and that is all she wrote for the ADC. It's a double kill for Bread. It is going to be 1 more, 2 more. The ace for Isurus, and they put the dagger in the dragon as they 2-0 Leviathan once again and move to 6-2 on the year, as they are still contesting for first place in the league and take a 1-win lead over Rainbow Seven. You can see the Leviathan guys, they don't look super down about it. I hope they don't take this too harshly. They are playing against a very strong team. And there's some smiles on the faces, of course, but there's still stuff to be worked on despite that. Isurus, take the bow, of course. On fleek, welcome back to the LLA. You took about a month off. And it will be a successful match again for Isurus as they pick up their 4th win in a row. Again, the only teams they've lost to, Rainbow Seven and Estral, and if they could find a win against one of those 2 teams, they will have an upper bracket spot. Of course, Estral already locked into the playoff picture. They are looking to lock themselves into first place. There's only 5 games left in this season for most of these teams. One of them, 6 Karma, has 6 games left, and most of the teams have, and some of the teams now entering 4-game range, so it is really pressure on entering these final 2.5 weeks of play for most of these teams. And of course, the target is, I believe it is 6 wins. With that win, I believe Isurus, with that win, Isurus has locked themselves into the playoffs at 6-2. With Leviathan taking the loss today, if Movistar Rainbow Seven win tomorrow, they will indeed also lock themselves into the playoffs. And actually, Well, now I'll do that transition later. But speaking of the playoffs, Estral, I do believe have a chance to lock themselves into the upper bracket in their game against Infinity today, as they are looking to go 8-0. But for Isurus, they really did just outplay Leviathan at all levels. Their team play was on point today, if I could say on fleek. I'm sorry, that was terrible, but they had a very well coordinated pair of games today. It seemed like they knew exactly what they wanted to do and how they wanted to do it from minute 6, because they did have a really rough first blood and second blood in game 1, but they pulled it right back with a good catch. And I do believe once again it is not actually all on fleek. On fleek had a very, very nice game, but I do believe game 2 is on the back of Kaze. Kaze was having a pretty nice game for himself on the Twisted Fate. Found some really good destinies, found some really good gates, found some really nice picks, even with the red card coming through. Regardless, it is another win in the bag for Isurus, and more importantly, another 2-0. Those are super important to pick up, as most of the games have been 2-0s. We've only had 3 2-1s this season, but 2-0s always really nice to get, and it is. We'll do that long. It is the 0-2 for Leviathan as they fall to 3-5 after a very nice first round robin at 3-3. Or at 2 of 3-3, go 500, but they are still looking for that big defining win. They picked up their first win, of course, in the LLA ever in week 1. Week 2, they beat 6 Karma, which was really nice to get another one on the board. Week 3, they didn't win. They played one game. They lost to Rainbow 7 really badly. And then they pick up a win against Infinity and then lose to All Knights and now lose to Isurus again. They really do need to find a big win against one of the mid-tier teams here, whether it is the... actually, they already lost. Yeah, I don't believe they face All Knights again. Whether it is against Infinity, which is, I believe, next week. I haven't checked exactly. Or if they can find another win against 6 Karma, they need to find an angle to get back in the winning column and lock a spot in playoffs before Infinity or 6 Karma or All Knights heat up a little too much and catch them in the standings. So, 2-0 and playoffs for Isurus. And with the playoffs, all that teams really care about at the moment, Estral have something else on the mind. Perfection, as they went 2-1. They picked up their first game loss last week as we kicked off the second round robin, the second half of the season. They won 2-1 against Rainbow 7, but got the win in the end, and they are looking to be the first team to go perfect in series as they take on the last place team in Infinity and look to go 8-0. And so I will see you after a long break to bring you the second and final best of 3 of day 1 of week 5, LLA Spring Split 2024. See you then. All right, welcome back to the Kimchi Cast as we are just about, just about ready to jump into the final best of three of the day. Infinity versus Astral Esports, the best versus the literal worst team in the league at the moment. 2 whole seconds here. Broad. That was more. Sorry. But Astral, heavy favorites here. I don't think a single person has predicted Infinity to take a game off of Bird's squad, but anything can happen. But so far they are 14-1. They've dropped a singular game to the possible second best team in the region, depending on how tomorrow goes. 1 game loss all year is pretty good so far. Like 1 game loss when most teams are at least getting to 5 now is really good. Especially since compared to, I mean, when's their game against Isurus? Like, really, the rest of your schedule, cake compared to this. So, Astral, let's see how this second half is going to go. Things change. I don't know if Astral are even close to cooling off yet. This is a team that has players hungry to reclaim championships that they haven't won in at least, I mean, for almost every single player, a year plus. I think Snaker and Ackerman won the most recent champions on this team. As Smolder is left unbanned, and I do not put it past Infinity to immediately lock it in. And it will be sorry. And it will be KZ on the Smolder, but Snaker on the Draven. Instant response. No questions about it, and it will be Vi locked in for Jose Diodo here. Where is our favorite ADC in the league? Snaker, highest rated ADC in the league. First game of Draven this season. All right. Snaker tied for first in MVPs. The other players directly next to him, tied with him. Cody, as we're going to see Wukong locked in. Okay, I'll talk about that in a second. Cody with 4 as well. Ackerman with 3, tied with Ackerman. Jose Diodo with 3. We are just waiting for Zothov to pop the hell off and take player of the game. Speaking of Ackerman, 2-time player of the week already this season. Claimed it last week for his phenomenal play against Rainbow 7. It will be Yeti Khan on the one. Actually logged in. Usually this is an Ackerman special. I was gonna say Yeti Khan on the Renata now. And this is a champ that Ackerman isn't going to get to hover. Pike's first game of the season. I was going to look into the Wukong, but Pike, 31 games, 20-11 at the moment. Actually, hold on. 13, because I hate this site sometimes. Nar banned away, the LeBlanc banned away from Cody. It is 13 games played in World's eligible reasons, 6 and 7 so far. Mostly seeing play in non-major regions. Popular in places like the LCO and the PCS, but it is quite big in the LPL. Life and Zay both love getting their hands on it. Arding, actually, from Hellpigs, has played a pair of games on it too. Losses, sadly, but we've seen it picked into Renata. I believe it is winless against Renata, but it is picked into Renata a lot. as we're going to see the Oriana and Twisted Fate actually bend away, and it will be Cody on this Talia. What is the response? That would be an interesting lock-in. I don't even think we've seen that champ all year. We rarely ever see that champ, if ever. Like, it is very unlikely we'll ever see that champion. We've seen 3 of them, apparently, if that does go through, but it will be... What? Oh, it's Smolder mid, baby. It's Smolder mid. It is Aphelios locked in here. A fella fell off a little bit in popularity, 50 and 68 on the season so far. Yetikon gonna get his hovers in. It is either a top lane or a mid lane, because top lane does exist for Smolder, and oh baby, will we talk about that if it happens, but it will be the Cassante locked in here in the end. Smolder, 3 games. I believe it is 1 mid, 2... No, it is 3 ADC, actually. Okay. Okay. It'll be Yone in response. Insta-lock for Zonthiv, actually. And we got ourselves the making of a bloody, bloody, bloody game. Mr. Zonthiv, as he busted out the Yone this season. Because that is kind of... Why are you so... Can't say... I don't want to say that word on stream again, because I said it last week and I got in no trouble for it, but it's not a good idea. It's so annoying. Oh, fandom sucks. Runs like potato. Runs like potato. Whatever. I mean, this is the first Pike in the LLA. It's not having a really good year. But the first Smolder outside of North America has come through, and that is the most exciting thing in this game, if you ask me. And it's going to be mid, the first pro Smolder mid. Oh, knuckles cracking. Again, Nico banned for the time being, it seems. Don't ask questions. I don't know. But it is what it is, as we are jumping onto the Rift for Game 1. Will Infinity shock everybody in Latin America and take a game off of Estral, becoming only the 2nd team to do so? Or is this going to be more of the same? Because I mean, I won't expect... I can't see a reason it would not. It would not be the case. I can't see a single reason to not say that Estral have this in the bag. They are just so white hot at the moment. They are the most dominant team in the region. Some of the most individually talented players in the region at the moment. They're going to kill off that ward, preventing any invades. They aren't going to be invading themselves, but the threat is there now. But Jose Diodo spotted out. I believe Cody's is just outside the range, if not already in the range. This is going to be Hail of Blades Draven, actually, not lethal tempo. So a very aggressive trading pattern for this Estral bot lane. It's going to be Pike engage into a lot of Pike autos, into a lot of Draven autos simultaneously. So the threat is there. As we see the typical Smolder start, the Achu, yes, these are some ability names I'm going to have to start reading out. The Achu with the Doran's Ring, it's best for early stacks, as there's the hook, landing onto Yetikon and Snaker, going to land the auto onto KZ, but nothing crazy yet. Level 2 is going to be where this pairing are going to shine, and oh boy... I don't know if Aphelios was the answer here. I probably would have just left the Smolder at that point. If anything, what is that emote? And I want it. I will look into that later. Whoops. Keep punching the microphone. Why don't ya? Does Cody have... See, Cody's just going to be put in this wave. Kiefer, not much he could do to stop it at the moment. Same with Snaker and Ackerman. You can see the wave in a very good position. Here, the stun not going to land, but there's the hook and the flash out. The auto from Snaker. but it's not going to be enough to finish the job, just narrowly avoiding death. But that is a flash out of Snake or a flash out of YetiCon and heal out of KZ. So it is a very nice trade here, as there is the hook, there is the damage, but it's not going to be enough. The heal actually comes through, and KZ picks up a single kill. It looked like it was going to be a double, but the turret will take down Snaker. It is a 1-for-2, but a 1-for-1, most importantly, in the kill score. And Snaker cashes out. Ackerman was a bit late on the Phantom. On the, I don't even know what it's called. Oh, stacks, baby. So we can't see the stacks of Smolder unless we're looking at her, sadly, at the moment. Because that is how she is designed. And you need to make a specific HUD overlay to see that and have someone monitoring it. So this all starts here. He doesn't have the undertow, though. Or not the undertow. Oh, it's not called that, is it? No, it's called the Phantom Undertow. Right? So the hook is great, but he doesn't use the E early enough. And that heal actually does come through and saves KZ's life. And actually will force a full reset. And by reset, I mean death of the Astro bot lane. When we see the undertow, what do we say? Let's go. Is Phantom Undertow. Hell yeah, brother. Zonthav already over 1,000 total damage. The only player even pushing that besides him is Cody, and Zonthav has the free value of beating on Bugax's very tanky champion, so makes sense. But it will just be a reset from Zonthav here on the Yone. And Ackerman spotted out, actually. They know he's in the bush, I believe. No flash available on this Pike would be real nice here. But doesn't happen in the end. It's we're gonna have a very relaxed game, I guess. Is how to, but it's gonna be a very relaxing follow-up to the chaos, as YetiCon actually gonna get hooked, and there's the Hail of Blades autos coming through from Snaker, but he's gonna take so much damage in response. Turret and a Q on the Calibrum coming through. Oh my goodness, the CS diff. I didn't even notice it. The CS diff is massive. 22 in this bot lane as Jose Dioto has started El Dragon. And it will be easy for Astral to rotate up here. As YetiCon gonna get hooked, but I don't think it's gonna pull enough to kill to let any engage onto the Renata here. And Jose Dioto pretty much soloing this dragon right now. Oh, that was unpleasant. And it will be first strike over to Astral, as it is now time for Solid Snake to start this. Oh my goodness, start this Void Grubs, as Zonthav gets all out in the pull of all time coming through there, as Bugax is now continuing the chase. And Zonthav going to be able to dodge away from the Q3 and the upgraded Pathmaker, as Solid Snake doesn't even respond, continues to just do his grubbies. And it will be a 3-0 split in favor of Infinity at the moment. And that would be level 6 as well. So Cyclone up. Oh, I never looked up Wukong. Sorry, I got distracted by... I got distracted by the Pike lock-in. Wukong's been picking up some traction. 4-13, though, on the season. He did actually pick up some play earlier. Bugax has Zonthav in a really bad position here, as there's the Cyclone available, and it's coming through, and there is Cody coming in. There's the Season Assist, and Bugax is going to be thrown back. But is it going to be enough here? The damage, and it will end the Q flash. Solid Snake He's trying to run away. Cody doesn't have another seismic shove, so it will be a 1-for-0 in favor of Estral there. And I believe it was Jose Dioto. Oh, no, sorry. Jose Dioto picking up that kill there. That is absolutely huge. Getting that Vi ahead is Ackerman going to be able to just jump away for the time being. And there's a nice, throws the hook short. And now the cleanse coming through from Snaker, actually. Ackerman threw the hook a little too short there. KZ also had flash available if he really wanted to use it. But Ackerman has the flash available. The hook going to only land onto the minion. So no Phantom Undertow flash plays here. No crazy plays from Ackerman just yet. Has the ulti available, actually. And so with that death from my goodness, words. Death from below, that's going to be really dangerous. But the Cyclone lands on Zontha. They actually had really good positioning. But Zontha was just wasting time for his teammates to come in. We saw the Weaver's wall and the cease and desist come through. The flash Q will land. There's no seismic shove available for Cody, so it will only be a 1-for-0, but it's still really nice to get that 1. And now we can see the CS leads really coming through here for Estral. Oh, the hook lands onto KZ, but Ackerman not going to take the follow-up with it. And KZ flashes away from the flash hook from Ackerman. And so Ackerman, even without landing a single thing at the moment, continues to threaten the bot lane of Infinity super aggressively. And the recall's canceled now. He just holds the potential of a bone skewer is enough to scare them. And that is that's such a pretty chrome on Kiefer, actually. Hold on. And the stacks at the moment 59 right now for Kiefer. And there are 4 down here for Estral. This is a very, very dangerous position to be in for Infinity. But thankfully, their bot lane able to get away from any real danger just before this play happens. And we are back to farming, but there's there's double-digit leads in every position. 37 CS lead right now in this bot lane. 800 gold ahead. They are even in kills. The only difference is the CS, and it is so huge. It is unbelievably large diff, as there's Kiefer getting juggled by Cody for a lot of damage right now, and half his health bar is already gone. He's only going to land a little sneeze. Gonna land a singular sneeze onto Cody. I don't think the trade was very even. Now Ackerman just gonna go and kill off some wards here. We also do see KZ slightly lowering the gold difference in this bot lane, but it is still thoroughly Snaker favored. Anything else really crazy? About 300 in top lane. I didn't count the mid lane, but this 12 CS difference. And Yetikon going to get caught out here, and that's a lot of damage. But KZ trying to land back with the onslaught, but it's not going to really do enough. But Snaker gets chunked a little. And Ackerman is going to throw out the Bone Skewer, not going to really have to do anything. It's not even close to landing on anybody. Ackerman just going to keep trying to re-engage here. And it's going to land onto KZ. Where is the E? But there's the death from below mixed with the whirling death. And it is Ackerman executing KZ and cashing out Snaker's passive as well. So it is absolutely huge for Astro right now. That bot lane is gonna be fed. Already a Yomu's finished on Snaker, and that was before getting a massive cash injection. Death from below, plus the stacks from Draven passive. It is so dangerous right now. KZ is in for a world of hurt he doesn't even know about yet. And there's the ulti, but the cleanse already out from Snaker. There's Mom, but Mom is not going to do a damn thing for Smolder right now. not on speaking terms. Ackerman and Snake are going to be able to get out alive with the hostile takeover burned, and Mom burned away as well. And I think I need to say it like that. It's going to be so annoying. So I'm just going to use this chance to farm up. That is the Umbral Glaive finished for Ackerman, and that is almost an entire opportunity finished for Snaker on recall instantly. And those are the first 3 items. And now, I mean, it's probably been a little bit that we've had the Archangels finished. Or the, no, Archangels. Ceres is upgraded. And Ackerman spotted out here, but Solid Snake only needs to get 1 more of these, but he's just going to finish off this Scuttle Crab instead. Jose Diodo just needs to steal away those 2 or prevent Solid Snake from getting the other 2. And there will be no Void Mites, but it is already 2-0 in Drake's, almost 4, or just a shade over 3,000 gold ahead at the moment. And the threat is getting really, really scary now for Infinity. That Draven is only 1 item, but no one else is really 1 item. Only person on your team that's 1 item right now is the Wukong, and that is about as useless as it can get. He's not a very solid champion right now. 4 wins. Again, 4 wins. There's the ulti coming through just to jump onto somebody. There's the seismic shove, and KZ will fall. As long as no one here dies. Jose Diodo actually takes the kill away from Snaker there. I think it would have been best to leave that one to the Draven, but it is still a kill. And now it is... Voidgrim's actually just gone, yeah. It was too close. And now Bugax having to disengage, having found Jose Diodo and Ackerman coming to kick his cheeks. To clap his cheeks. Wait. Can't say that. I could say that on stream. And Jose is just gonna... Oh, Spear of Shojin, you thrown. Key first throw in the game. Spear of Shojin. Nope. You don't build that first, ever. But Jose Diodo is going to get the Rift Herald here with the assistance of Snaker and a hook of Ackerman. If you're wondering why I'm saying don't go Spear of Shojin, it's not really that good of a rush item on the champion. You're usually going to want to just... Oh my god. Oh. Usually wanting to go Essence Reaver first. It's not really... I don't like the Shojin rush on... I'm really not a big fan of Shojin Rush on him. Just don't think Smolder requires that. There's better first items by a lot. And... Oh, I wish I were joking. My jaw freaking hurt. That hurts, man. 1.5 to go till Cloud Drake spawn, till Chemtech Drake spawns. That's not updated. And now going all out onto Zotha, but I think Bugax might have bit off more than he could chew. And there's the Fate Seal actually going to completely miss, and now it is all on Bugax's terms. The flash available for Zotha. The Whirling Death not going to connect. And Bugax needs to be very careful here. I think Zotha's just going to go for this jump over the wall. It's not even going to land. He's just going to jump straight onto Bugax, actually. And there's Solid Snake here. There's the Cyclone. And there is the kill coming through for Bugax. And now Kiefer all alone under this turret. Mom is here, but I don't think Mom's gonna save you at all. Execution style coming through from Ackerman. And a 1-for-1 across the map for Estral. And now Bugax is just in the new spot to be the execute. The death from below coming in, going to connect, but it's not going to stun for anything. Bugax will not get hit by the Phantom Undertow either. Will stun himself up on the minefield. But it's not too bad. It is going to be resets for Estral here. As you can see, Cody a full level ahead here of Kiefer. Oh my god. Oh, my face hurts. And it will actually be a really nice play there. Unraveled Earth. I'm never going to remember that. And then just a dive onto Kiefer. Even though the seismic shove doesn't connect, it doesn't really need to. And it is actually Infinity gaining early control here of this pit, but Bugak's going to take a decent amount of damage, not insignificant at least. Is the hook going to land now? And there's the stun. There's the chain CC. Bugax is down to just above 1,000 health, but we'll actually be able to heal quite a bit off these plants. As Yetikan going to land the handshake onto Zothiv. And the sneeze doesn't connect with anyone. And there's the seismic shove onto Yetikan, forced to flash away. But the pull comes through, but Ackerman gets the job done with the death from below, and now it is time for Astro to go forwards. They are going to land the seismic shove onto Solid Snake, but not onto the unraveled Earth. There's the Q3 coming through. Jose Dioto chasing down the Snake Q3, and Ackerman gets the execute. It is 2-0 in favor of Astral as Zothiv teleports to the top lane, and it will be the third dragon for Astral Esports here. Jose Dioto is going to just solo it. Kiefer has found himself in the wrong place, wrong time. Ackerman goes unstoppable. And it is just so damn hard for Infinity to fight back. 8,000 gold behind at the moment. 3 drakes now in favor of Astral. You have to fight for the next... You have 5 minutes to fight for the next one. They can Baron if they really wanted to, though. Opportunity finished up for this Draven now, and it is a big, big threat. I mean, it already was a big threat. It's a bigger threat now, I guess. And this all starts with one huge... This all starts with Ackerman, right? Not there. Before this. Or after this. Ackerman, right... Not there either. Wait for it. Seismic shove? Actually, it doesn't even start with Ackerman. It starts with Cody. And then... it comes to Ackerman, who actually also blinks through the hostile takeover, which allows him to keep going, most importantly. Throws at a Bugax to make sure he stays still, and then jumps forwards with this E, lands the execute, and that is more money in the pockets of his teammates. And now Zothiv trying to just solo Bugax here, has the Q3, has the ultimate available. But I don't know if he can kill Bugax at this point of the game. Q3 going to be dodged by the footwork, but now it is time. And he's just gonna disengage with the with the recast of Soul Unbound. It is Baron time for Astral, and Infinity are gonna have to work to get into this pit because Ackerman is just gonna bodyguard so aggressively. And they know the Baron's going. Down to just under 6,000 health. Cody going to try and get KZ. He's already super low. The whirling dead. The recast comes through and executes him. And that is money in the pocket of Snaker. Flash away. Bugax has nowhere to go. Infinity are just trying. They're chasing a ghost right now in Ackerman. And there's the hostile takeover and Solid Snake jumping into the backlines onto Snaker. But is it going to be enough? He will be able to disengage Snaker here, but there's the re-engage from Jose Dioto. Snaker is so low as they take down Cody. Solid Snake just trying to survive at this point. It will be a 1-for-1, but Zothiv is taking out this top tier, or this bot tier 2 right now. So even then, Astral still stay winning in these plays. And Snaker gets even more gold is more important. Once Snaker gets his opportunity to recall, he is going to be absolutely buying. I want to just bet that he's going to be buying a third item here. And it's going to be absolutely over for Infinity now. 10,000 gold behind. And that is the Sundered Sky for the Draven. Huge purchase, and it is going to be very difficult to fight back against it. This all starts with Cody picking off KZ. And then the flash already out. He can't run. A good heal there, but it is too little health. You are below the stack count. You are dead. And then Solid Snake throws the Hail Mary, the flash E, ulti to try and get anything, but Ackerman going to half health, but he's going to be able to heal a ton of it back up with his passive. And it is, again, Astral gaining control of the blue side of Infinity here. Now Ackerman looking, he's fishing here. And it's not going to land onto anybody, but Mom comes down. It doesn't hit anyone either, but there's the seismic shove onto Bugax. He's actually not going to be able to dash away, and there's the ulti from Ackerman coming through, and that's the execute already kicking off, and it's a 3-man fate sealed. And Cody's going to find one. Cody's going to make it 2. The cease and desist comes through. It's another one for Jose Dioto as he goes on a killing spree, and Astro find 5. Ackerman against the ace. Ackerman, I don't even know what, just 7 kills now in this game. He is an issue. There's the recast coming through onto the Baron. And total gold, 2,000 ahead of anyone else is Snaker, but it is Estral all 5 at the top. It is not a good game when the support has more gold than everyone on your team. And it will be easy Baron for Astro here. And this wall is so good. The Mom hits nobody. They're all stuck. They're all stuck right now. And then Zothiv, Fate, unbelievable. The great Fate sealed there. Great cease and desist follow-up for Jose Dioto. And then Kiefer is just not gonna do jack. It's 2 items now for Ackerman, which is not normal for a support at 24 minutes. But it will... What the... strategy. Okay. That was an interesting play, but I see what he was going for. Total damage, top 3 are the laners of Astral as they pick up the bear or the Drake Soul with all this pressure now, and it is 15,000 gold ahead now, is it? Yes, it is. 15,000. My goodness, they are steamrolling Infinity in game 1, and no small part thanks to Ackerman. He just has been playmaking all game. He's been sharing a ton of gold with his teammates, and now they are beginning this tier 3 siege. The hook not going to connect, but the goal is to keep things going. As Zothiv solo in mid now has Cody there to back him up, as this inhibitor is going to fall in the bot lane, and Astral are going to keep this thing going as Cody breaks into the pit. Now Mom comes down, finds nobody with a giant ray of death. And now it is the tier 3 in mid falling, and it will be the inhibitor as well going with it. And this is the final stand of Infinity. It has to be, as there's the Cyclone coming out, but it finds absolutely no one. The execute coming through will find no one. The fate sealed, and Ackerman will get the kill. And go legendary, but he's going to be shut down. But Jose Dioto still 1v4ing, and Snaker is just shredding the turrets. The teleport coming back, and Yeti-Khan just gets executed. 2 shutdowns over to the Cassante, but is it going to be enough to stop the siege? Bugax already going all out. The damage is nowhere near enough. Snaker, 4 kills in a row, make it 5 in a double. Kiefer takes no chance, or Cody takes no chances, finishes the job, and it is a clean pair of aces as Astral roll all the way to Infinity's Nexus, and it is scary, man. Infinity didn't stand a chance. That was a curb stomp. 24 minutes by Astral. All they needed were 24 minutes. The second fastest game of the day, as it was Leviathan getting smashed by Isser's just earlier in the day. That ended their first game. And it is, again, Astral just reminding the league why they are the best as they pick up their 15th win of the season. And are looking to go 8-0 as they already have a fast 1-0 lead here against Infinity. And Infinity, 14 losses now on the year. That is a lot, if you don't know. That is a lot of losses. So it is really tough, of course. It's not like they're trying to lose, but Infinity are just in a really tough spot. They're mixing things around. and it just hasn't worked. Kiefer didn't really get to do much on the smolder, and the rest of the team didn't really do much of anything else afterwards, and it's kind of just how the game, it's just how most of their games have been. They try to do something, it doesn't really work, and they just get absolutely smashed in the end, and there's like no questions about anything. The only question is like, what is Infinity going to do really? Like, what can they possibly do to fix this issue that they're having? Again, 2021 champions. They went to Worlds and MSI, and now they are like nowhere to be seen. Like, what do you do here, Infinity? Former champions, and now they are just dead in the water. I mean, this is one of the few plays that did work out for them, honestly. Like, one of the few plays that worked out, but then meanwhile, on the other side of the map, they were just matching it. They were just putting Kiefer in the forever box at that point. Ackerman was huge this game. Just what do you do? And then this play here, Cody just kicks it off and puts them away so fast. And there it is, Ackerman putting the nail in the coffin. And then just follow up onto Solid Snake. Great catch there by Zothev. The mom does absolutely nothing. And another execute for Ackerman, handing more and more money. What do you do for Infinity here? Because they are just not in a position. And then Kiefer just gets executed. And there's not even a chance for him to heal. Not even a chance. That was such a good execute. Cody does most of the work, and then Snaker gets the execution. Great flash there, actually. Great flash. And then they try to re-engage. Here's the thing. They try to re-engage. And Snaker's just able to walk away. And then Solid Snake can't chase him down. And it is just really, really dire. And then this is pretty much, I mean, yeah, this is just going to be a compilation of Estral absolutely steamrolling their way through these team fights. They lock down Boogax, and then this fate sealed. It surely did. It sealed the fate of Infinity, even like if it wasn't already very clear they were losing this game. It made it super clear who was winning this. 23,000 damage from the Talia, and that is exactly how it's done. Cody Snaker, yeah. You see the damage. You drafted 3 damage carries and an aggressive executing, like an aggressive support who outdamaged the enemy AD carry. Hello. And it wasn't even, not even a question. I think that it goes, I want to say it goes to Ackerman, but also we do need Zothev to get it, but I don't think Zothev really gets MVP honor this game. But it was just, Estral made it. Everything they did was so clean, so calculated. I don't think there were many plays where they weren't really, where it seemed like they were out of control. Zothev got 2v1'd in top lane. He almost got out of that alive. He just couldn't find an escape route. That was really it. Like, that was the only play I think that Estral were not in full control of, and with how many kills they had, it really shows like how strong they are as a unit and how well they can plan things and counter. Like, they have good counter mapping or counter playing on. They can words come to me. Words come to me, please. they can, I mean, they can cross map. There we go. They're really good at cross mapping. They're good at trading objectives. They're good at taking the first two objectives and making you play on their terms if they really want to. They didn't do that. They actually just gave over 4 grubs and denied the other 2 from even existing on the map this game. And then got the Rift Herald. Like, they're just really good at making teams play their game. So it is, when you face Astral Esports, it is the uphill battle of your life. You are up against a titan in esports, and you are against you're against a monster of a team, definitely. It is so difficult to come up to say anything about Astro that hasn't already been said. They play well as a team. They play well in, like, they're skilled individually. They have all the strats. They have really good picks. They know how to counter pick. They know how to blind. It doesn't really matter, and it is. Let's go, Ackerman. Yes, I called it. Ackerman ties with Cody, Snaker, and Pon to be first, to tie for first in MVPs, and this man on the bike ensured that the death was had, that there was gold aplenty, and that Infinity didn't have a chance of thinking they were getting out with their lives in tow. And he made sure Snaker got plenty of gold in his back pocket to live off of. And with that phenomenal performance, giving Ackerman, creating a 4-way tie for first in the POG standings. Astral roll game 1 and put themselves on match point and on the verge of 8-0, and put Infinity on the verge of their 7th loss of the year. I'll see you in game number 2 once I set up the time. Yeah. All right. I will see you in game 2. Hello, welcome back to possibly the last game of the day for the LLA Kimchi Cast. Of course, am your host, Box Kimchi. I haven't mentioned in like an hour, which makes me a narcissist. Did you know? But Levy Infinity down 1-0 here against Astral after a smash in game one. Easy, no resistance. Snaker and Ackerman just took over the game. And it is now time to see what Infinity can cook up to respond and hopefully keep this game alive, and more importantly, keep this dream of the playoffs alive, as they're currently 2 games out of the playoffs if they lose this. They are 2 series behind 6 Karma if they lose this, and need all the wins you can get when you're at the bottom of the table, because it's only one team is going to be the odd ones out this year, and Infinity have consistently made the case to be that team. So we gotta figure that out real quick here. And for Astral, it is more of the same. Keep it going, keep smashing teams with little to no regard for any of just anything. Just keep it going. Whoops, did not. I'll lower that then. Got a lot. I did not lower the. I forgot to turn the music on because I'm an idiot. Let's fix that. But we'll leave it for now. I don't think we're gonna need it for the rest of the night. I'm calling it 2-0 Astral. It's not that bad. Everyone else has been calling 2-0 Astral all day. And yeah, because I talk like that, I guess. I'm just gonna mute. Because I could just manually, like, I'm just being lazy, I know, shush. I can just manually do that. But we await the draft here, as I'm assuming Infinity are gonna move over to the red side, but they are actually not. They're gonna stay on the blue side here. I think they want the Smolder. They're gonna ban the Vi away from Jose Dioto, a champ that has been frequently banned in the season overall, but has been consistently banned against Jose Dioto. Like, a lot of bans against Jose Dioto. Ash taken away now. Like, what if we just, let's see, where's Vi? As it will actually be first pick Karma, first pick Ivern for Jose Dioto. That's a new one, baby. Pretty confident saying that's the first Jose has played this season, and it is the Tristana as well. Locked in Ivern 1-0 on the split. Where is Ivern? His only second presence of the season, but it's going to be Xin Zhao and Ezreal locked in. You're wondering, Odie took. I have hiccups right now, and I'm sorry, but Odie took Ivern the distance 1-2-10 against Leviathan. So maybe Jose Dioto looking to make that 2-0, and that's banned against. Let's see. How many times has it been banned against Jose Dioto? As Kaisa locked in here for Snaker. Kaisa not very popular right now, and it's definitely not been very pretty. It's not really been banned, really. Oh, it's been a second rotation ban consistently against Jose Dioto. Okay. Kaisa, not what I was expecting to see here. She's really fallen out of the meta. Is the Gnar taken away now from Bugax? 4 Smolder games, and they are not looking hot. 1-3 on the season now for the little dragon goober thing. I saw 22 picks, 11-11 on the season, 5% presence in the world. It'll be the Cassante taken away from Zonthiv now. So what is the round out here? or these. Who played Kaisa? It was Kaisa mid. It was nobody playing Kaisa mid. 2-7-4 did not go super well, so we will not be seeing it. The Braum banned away, actually. I think this is going to be a potential Karma mid, and they don't even want to see it. They're saying, go put it in the bot lane. I do not care. What's the final ban of the day here? It's going to be Malphite taken away from Zothev or Ackerman. A possibility. And it really is. How confident is KZ on this Ezreal? I believe he's lost on it already this season. Not going to get excited. I saw the Camille and I knew I was not going to be allowed to get excited. Why did I go to KZ? Oh, wait, no. KZ 1 and 2 on the Ezreal so far as it's Nautilus locked in, and that's going to be Boogax on the Jace here. Boogax has definitely played Jace before. Let's go check it out. He's played it this season, though. He has 0 and 1, 2, 6, and 1 on it. So, it's going to be tough. Again, uphill battles here. You got to bust down some strong picks, but they have not busted out anything that really seems all that convincing. Is it's going to be Kiefer on ASOL, and that is the first ASOL in the region. Otherwise, ASOL, not highest priority, did get buffed, but 1-0 overall. One game, it was APA, I believe it was even yesterday, against Shopify Rebellion. 2 days ago. Yeah, I mean, I guess I said yesterday, thinking it was yesterday, but it will be Sion, actually. The response here into the Jace for Zothev. And I don't know about this. No Scions for Zothev yet this season. Ow, my hair. And Sion not even played yet. So this is the first Sion of the split as well. So we got some first timers. We got 2 first-time champions here, and a couple of one-game champions as well. Sion internationally, I believe, does have a bit more play, but it is not all that much better. As we are prepared to get into the game here and just waiting on it. This is an interesting draft all around right now, if you ask me. I'm not really sure what to expect besides another hair in my mouth, apparently. But I really am only expecting Estral to win this. It is 5-5 actually on the season. That's crazy. 5-5 on the year for the Sion, by the way. But Infinity have their work once again cut out for them. I think they gave over a bit of an interesting comp here. I mean, the Tristan is very strong, yes. Trist isn't what I'm talking about, though. I'm mostly talking about the, I guess, like, the Kaisa is pretty interesting. Sion and Ivern is very strong, but just not being picked on. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of Snaker on Kaisa here, though. That's kind of the thing. I'm not a big fan of the Kaisa pick. I think Kaisa's in a really weak spot right now, and it's not getting much better. So this will be interesting to see what comes out of it. Ezreal also not very strong, though, so who knows? Xin has been a little popular this season in LLA. I mean, 15 games, 9 and 6. Every jungler's played him. He's 65 and 65, so this game is the tipper. If Solid Snake wins or loses, that will change the win rate to 49% or 50 and some tenths. Is Boogax already going to get hit? And this is, is this Lethality Scion? Or is this full tank Scion with Comet? I mean, if anyone's going to win on Kaisa, it would be Snaker. Is Ackerman just going to walk forwards and the hook going to land? And that's a lot of damage. And that's already the heal forced out. And there's the ignite coming down. The flash out of KZ. And that is the threat that Ackerman brings. He walks forward, takes damage. There's the hook coming through. The plasma will proc. And it's first blood already to Snaker. Ignite down from Yeti Khan. Flash out of KZ. And it just doesn't freaking matter. Snaker is already getting big and scary, and it's gonna be a tough battle if Ackerman's hitting like this. It all starts with the initial hook in. They think they can trade super aggressively, but it is KZ who is baited. Damn, Flash CD is just how much longer than heal. I mean, I'm not shocked. And then they don't know. And then the Flash hook, and it is too late for KZ or Yeti Khan to run away, and Ackerman, on a sliver of health, gets away with murder. And maybe this sets the tone as Jose Dioto is down here now, and he is looking to steal away some camps, or now he's looking to dive. Yeti Khan going to land the tether, but it's not going to matter. Ackerman going forwards. They want to get KZ here as Jose Dioto is tanking. And there's the last stack coming through. Ackerman will finally fall, but it is a 1-for-1 in favor of Estral still. Snaker should be able to get out with his life here, unless a big RQ comes through, but it will not. And Jose Dioto picks up an assist as Snaker is now 2-0 already on this Kaisa and is 10 CS ahead. Jeez, man. That's gonna be a monster. And it is gonna be it's going to be in the hands of Bugax. To perform Kiefer is going to get hooked. Cody going to land some nice damage. The re-engage from Solid Snake, but the bomb reset gives him the ability to disengage here. And Cody gets some nice trade on to Kiefer. And it is Ackerman getting busy on the map right now. Is not going to get the plating, actually. I think he should have. On. Yeti Khan here to back up his mid lane's wave. Kiefer does teleport back, so no plating over to the Tristana. I still think he goes for it. Is Bugax not going to get hit by the slow? That was kind of what Zothov was relying on here. But it will just be a missed Q and a missed E and a recall from the Scion. The man too angry to ever die in lore. Doesn't really make an effort in looking for Zothov. Makes enough of an effort. As Solid Snake's here, actually, but I don't see an angle for them to do anything. Is Ackerman just going to walk forwards, and there's the hook landing onto Yeti Khan. The ignite already going out. They are going to be able to get Ackerman, but it's going to go into Yeti Khan's hands again. Does Snaker have another one? He does find the plasma proc onto Solid Snake as he already is on a killing spree just 5 minutes into the game. Jose Dioto blocking very well. Snaker solo, but it's on Kiefer, but it's going to be a shutdown for KZ, and Kiefer's going to find one. Cody tries to come down to answer, but it's not going to matter. It is another trio of kills for Infinity here, a 3-for-1, and Infinity are back in this game. A bit of an over-ambitious play here. No flash for Snaker just yet. And there's the flash out. But he goes back in, but KZ has a ton of damage right now. And Kiefer's coming in. And there's just not enough damage yet to really finish off KZ or Yeti Khan. So it is a lot of damage and a lot of money into the pocket now of the Ezreal. They have found their chance to get back into this game. Jose Dioto, no Daisy yet either. Daisy would have been very, very nice to have. But it's still Snaker so far ahead. 3-1 with 48 CS. He's really in there, Cody. gets the buster shot off, forced to flash away, and there's going to be no falling star to chase him with. He already used it earlier, but Cody gets flashed, or uses his flash here, and it will at least be first Drake over to Estro very quickly. And no grubs just yet. See the level? Really close. It's not too much of a spread right now. No one's crazy far ahead yet. Ugh, that's a weird thing I have to do now. But it's Astral 100 gold back because of their over ambition, over aggressiveness, but I think they could afford it from the position they're in, both mechanically and game state wise. They were in a position to be able to afford that. And Jose Diota will return to get that bot scuttle here. No grubs yet, and it's Jose waiting on Daisy still. Now Daisy's here. Jose Diota waits. He's unspotted, but Solid Snake is coming as well. And now here comes Jose Diota. Here comes Daisy. Solid Snake will be spotted out. In case he gets rooted, there's the Nautilus to re-engage. Solid Snake is looking for his angle to go in. Daisy's tanking up a lot, but there's Solid Snake getting jumped on. And that will be the Crescent Guard forced out. Jose Diota doing a lot there to make sure that good damage. And that Solid Snake can't do anything, and it's just going to be vision clear for Jose Diota right now. And nothing for him to really go for here. Daisy will finally tragically pass away. Sorry, Daisy. Kiefer is going to get jumped on by Cody, and that's a good amount of damage. My goodness. And there's the tether landing onto Snaker, but it's not after Yeticon takes a ton of damage himself. Oh my god. And Snaker going to clear out that wave and just finish it off. And there's the plating over to Cody. I didn't even notice it had a single tick of health left, but apparently it did. 2-0-2 on the Karma is so painful if you're Infinity right now. But Snaker should be finished with his first item. He will have the Shiv done already, and it is that's just dangerous. A Solid Snake will start up these grubs, and it's a very late grub start actually. 10 minutes into the game is not normal. Usually we actually see these taken as soon as possible, but that's already one grub down, but he doesn't have any damage really on these. This Ackerman will spot out the grub's attempt, and Jose Diota's here. It's a smite fight if they want to go for it. It's going to be smited away, a 2-for-1 split, thanks to Jose Diota there. And Daisy just going to be used to scout out the area. I'm yawning so much. I meant to get an energy drink today, but it was snowing out. I didn't end up going. Snaker gonna get that plating in the end. So gold lead now 700 in favor of Astral, as this is a this will be a Scuttle Crab in the hands and arms of Jose Diota. Cody just gonna continue to be able to push out these waves very aggressively. That's the blue buff taken away. The wave actually being held here. Cody gonna tank a turret shot. Kiefer gonna take a little bit less in return. Snaker leading in gold. Zolthus leading in gold as well. That's really important actually for him, as that is going to be his main source of anything, because he's not gonna be getting kills, and he's in top lane, so he's not getting any ganks either. Hasn't got any. He only has one plate though, so work in progress. But Ackerman going to take a little bit of the poke damage. But there's the hook. There's the depth charge. There is KZ going down. Snaker's 4th kill of the game. And there's the teleport from Zothif, most importantly, to threaten Infinity back off of their own bot turrets. Drake coming up soon. Now, I mean, now, not even soon, now. Wait, what? Okay, that's Cody. I was lost for a second. As it will end up being a plating over to Bugax. But it will also be second Drake over to Astral Esports. So, a pretty solid trade there. No plates actually taken in the bot lane here. This is just Zothif backing up Infinity. That's pretty much the most important part of that play, is that Zothif burned his TP to make sure that Infinity could not even contest Snaker if they wanted to. And now the Moonstone, I think was already finished for Jose, but it is still really important that it is done at all. Because a lot of the first items coming through, we're still waiting on Ezreal, actually. He started tier, so it's not even that he built a different tier, no. He just started it. Kiefer has upgraded ultimate available, actually. Cody's getting a bit of a smackdown from Bugax. But Zothif is putting the beat down on the turret. Or was. Past tense. Depth charge lands onto YetiCon. The hook not going to follow up with it. We'll just force the disengage from Infinity instead. Bugax is going to take this chance to take another plating in this top lane and reset. And there's nothing, I mean, okay, there's Herald up in 10 seconds, and the way Astral is positioned, they are ready to go. They are just going to push out this mid wave, and it is going to be time to take the Rift Herald. Bugax has the advantage of actually never really leaving lane. So he does have level advantage here over Cody. But doesn't really matter as he spots out Astral starting this Herald. It's just going to be really impossible to contest this without some crazy engage as YetiCon is thinking about it. But they're just going to kill off Daisy. There's the skies descend, and maybe there's an angle to go in, but Zothif goes in on his own, actually, and he's taking all of the focus of Infinity. He's forced to flash away, but the Ignite is taken away on him. Cody with a nice buster shot. And no one's going to fall, but it's actually going to be Snaker. Bugax this whole time is in the backlines fighting the demons. And Astral aren't going to be able to walk away for free. Kiefer finds the kill onto Ackerman, and Infinity have found an angle to get back into this game. 3,200 damage from Kiefer. All of it onto Zothif pretty much. And he shredded the health bar of the Scion when he actually could. So how does Snaker get caught in the pit here? He already doesn't have flash. Takes a ton of damage from the crash. Does he have ulti? I don't know what he's going for here. Oh, ults into Bugax. The hook doesn't land from Ackerman, and that is not good. So it is a hyper-aggressive play there from the Astral bot lane, and it does backfire. So now Infinity have found another 100 gold lead in this game. And will they be finding more than just that? The depth charge lands onto Kiefer, but Ackerman may be giving his life over to Infinity. Was giving it to flash away. It's going to be on Solid Snake to try and land it. He will not. And the True Shot Mirage misses by inches. It misses by a handful of units. So it is just not quite enough to get down Ackerman. Drake in still a minute, so that play didn't really do much of anything either. Bugax going to dance around Zothif's everything, as we'll just throw some damage down. but it is just also in his best interest to not care and go for farm, as he just wants the stacks of Soul Furnace, and he just wants to get this money. Really, he just wants to get gold through farm, and now he is behind Bugax, actually. This is a scary ASOL, and Snaker's still scary, as the root going to land onto Snake, but nothing else coming through yet. Ackerman not going to land the hook onto Solid Snake, so it is not going to be a hard engage here for Estral. And here comes the Rift Herald. Why did Snaker have it this whole time? I don't know if anyone's going to drive it. Cody's driving it. Let's go. Here comes Cody. Crashes the Herald into the turret and gets first turret down. Smite comes through from Solid Snake, and that will be the Herald taken away from Estral. And it's just back to controlling mid. It's back to clearing out the mid waves, and Estral have cleared it out faster, and they are starting this third Drake here. And it's just not even going to be contested. Infinity will go down 3-0 in Drakes. And now Estral sole point in their favor. This is a dangerous game to play, as Navri finished on Snaker. They're going to try and play here. A nice synced up, a nice triple hex portal, but besides that, Bugax finishes the Metamune, actually. So, or buys the Metamune. Doesn't have Mermana. Look how much damage he's doing to Zothav. Zothav doesn't really have anything at the moment besides health. So he takes a lot of damage. And that minion died to the turret as well. Oh my goodness. It's Ackerman. Interesting flash Ackerman. Sure. We'll go with it. Why not? But now it is Estral starting to clear out this top vision. They're still just, I mean, it's not a ton. They are just 800 gold ahead. And Cody will finish off his top turret despite Kiefer coming in to try and finish the job here. Sorry, knuckles cracking. So it is something. I mean, they are just getting money in return here. Estral are just trying to build up as much of a gold lead as they can. Kiefer is Ackerman. And there's the ulti coming down, but the skies did not descend. It was just a single star falling. And Baron is here. Ow. Baron now available, but I don't see an angle here for Estral or Infinity to start. A lot of teams a lot of the players coming up on 2 items now. We have the Rooker and finished for Zothav. We have the redemption for Jose Dioto here. But X-Real's still really working on that Muramana. Just needs to buy it here. They need to land this CC. Bugax able to run away. It is so key to get this Jace down. And bot tier 1 will fall at the hands of Cody. 2 minutes to Drake Soul point, or to the Drake Soul fight. Fourth dragon will be a big deal. True Shot Barrage lands only onto the wave, but that's perfectly fine. As the Rylai's comes through for Kiefer, and Cody has found Bugax, or more importantly, Bugax has found Cody, and he's gonna get the snipe. Nope. Flash doesn't even save Cody. He actually missed the wall. but it's not enough damage still. Bugax is so scary, and he still doesn't have enough damage to kill Cody entirely. As Navarino finished for Cody. Cody, no kills, but is really up there in gold still, despite the no kills thing and his laner having kills. Now supports are really the only ones without second item here, but that's pretty normal. Xin has no second item as well, but he has more expensive items than Jose Dioto right now, so Sky's Descent available for Kiefer right now. They are trying to get their entry into the river here. They're just... Yeah, Infinity's gonna force their way into this river, but the hook lands onto KZ, but nothing else will. He's able to buffer and get away. Cody is going to take half of Bugax's health, and now this is the angle Astral want. The hook not going to land. And now Infinity have been backed out of this river. And most importantly, Bugax, half health, the root caller, going to land. There's the hook, there's the airborne. The skies will descend onto all of Astral. But it's already 2-4-0. And now they've locked down one more. It's Kiefer. And Zothev in the middle of it all is just not caring about their damage. He's tanking all of it. And KZ will get hit by the decimating smash, and Jose Dioto picks up the kill, and it is a 4-4-0 in favor of Astral, and it is Baron o'clock for Bird Squad. Daisy is a big scary thing, especially when you can use her as a teleport point. And Zothev is here to tank up this Baron. All 5 members are going to be wearing the purple. Cody is down in Bot River, taking the dragon too. So it's going to be double objectives here. And it is Drake Soul on top of Baron buff. And this all starts with this. This is really the key part of this fight. Bugax gets smacked upside the head. And then the flash is out. And then after Cody does his part in picking off someone absolutely huge, Solid Snake gets absolutely smacked, and Cody finishes the job. But now Bugax is once again not in an optimal position. Lock down the bomb does so much damage. The minions are doing work, and Ackerman will step hard on the ground and finish the job here. 4,000 damage from the A-Soul, but it just doesn't matter. No one on Astral died. And most importantly, everyone on Infinity minus YetiCon died. So Astral in a really, really good spot here. There's the Decimating Smash, not going to land onto anything but the minions, but this turret will finally fall over and die. That is a tier 2 in Bont and mid. You see the total damage. Kiefer and Bugax doing so much, but it just does not matter. You can't kill anybody on Astral. And that's kind of the core issue. You can't kill anyone. It doesn't matter how much damage you do overall if you're still staring down 5 enemies. And Zothev is so damn tanky. Ackerman, so tanky. Jose Dioto can make anyone on his team very tanky with the shields. As we could see very large level leads here. Cody 2 levels over his opponent. Zothev a whole level over his opponent. And this turret might be falling. It is a massive demolish, and there's the hook landing, and YetiCon is gone, and that is the key support down. And Solid Snake going low. Snaker can't land any damage, though, because of the Crescent Guard. There's the hook onto Kiefer, and it is a 3-for-0, including a double kill for Snaker. It's a triple kill for Snaker, and Astral, with a very unconventional comp, take a very expected and conventional win, as there will be no quadra kill. Kiefer low, dodges the root caller. And it will be Kiefer surviving for now unless Estral decide to go for a big, scary dive. Or Kiefer tries to leave turret. And now Yetikon is here, but it's 4v2. And down goes Kiefer. And down goes the Nexus of Infinity. Estral 8-0 on the year. And back on the winning ways. 3 straight game wins now after 13 in a row weren't good enough. Or not 13 in a row, after 12 in a row. Yep. After going 13 straight wasn't enough. They pick up 3 wins in a row and get their 8th series win of the year as they continue the march to be the first regular season team to be undefeated or the first team in LLA to finish the regular season undefeated. Just 4 more series to go. 8 game wins left. Only 4 matches left. You got Isurus, you have Leviathan, you have All Knights, and you have 6 Karma to go. And you can consider yourselves perfect on the split. But for Infinity, that was their best chance. They put up some good fight, but there was just not enough apparently in them to take the series. And they fall to 1-7 and 6 Karma with 2 games in hand. Have a very, very large advantage. All they need to do is win 1 individual game, and they will be ahead of 6 Karma, or ahead of Infinity in the standings still. You don't face Infinity until next Wednesday, so that's really going to be for the playoffs. And Infinity, they don't face All Knights until next Thursday. That is, again, all for the playoffs. These bottom 3 teams are going to be really duking it out to determine who will be the 7th place team. But Astral, you are now pretty much, I mean, yeah. Oh, Isurus have not locked playoffs yet, really? Is it 7 right now? Well, it's 6 if 6 Karma don't win tomorrow. It's 6 if 6 Karma don't win, or if Infinity lose tomorrow. But Astral Esports, what can All Knights reach right now? Can they reach? No, Astral Esports have locked themselves into the top 4 of the playoffs already. Damn. Good for them. Upper brackets. They have guaranteed themselves that second life in the playoffs by taking their 8th consecutive set. And with a pair of 2-0s, one Isurus over Leviathan and the other Estral over Infinity. That is it for day 13. The LLA spring split as we inch ever so closer to the playoffs. We have 8 game days left in the regular season before we kick off our best of 5s to determine who will represent the LLA, who will represent Latin America, MSI. And, of course, this has been the Kimchi Cast. I have been your host, Box Kimchi, and have a good night.